Hello everyone, this is Kawaii TV. This video is all about, what if Naruto met Goku Part 3. This story is a fanfiction and is not mine, but if you really want to know who's the author of this story, check the description below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Kindly click the bell button for more updates. Page 762. November 3rd. Otherworld. Kaio's planet Minato and Kushina placed their hands on Kaio's back so they can see what happened. The battle between the Saiyans, Orochimaru, and Z fighters. They knew that Tenshinhan, Yamcha, and Chaozu were killed by the Saiyans. By the way, haven't Goku and Naruto come by the way yet? Wondered Kaio. To think that those Saiyans are more powerful. Hurry, Goku, Naruto, said Minato. That's horrible. Only 3 out of 8 had died. If Goku and Naruto didn't make it to, then that Nappa guy is going to kill them one by one. Apparently, Bubbles hopped and laughed for no reason. Kaio sighed. No matter how funny my jokes are, this is no time for laughs. The fate of the earth is at stake. Hurry, Son Goku, Uzumaki Naruto. Otherworld Serpentine Road. Goku and Naruto ran along the road in the higher speed. They noticed the check-in station. Naruto began to smile and looked at Goku. Did you see it? Goku nodded. I see it. We're almost there, cheered Naruto. Just a little farther, said Goku. Kami's lookout. Earth. Mr. Popo noticed that Kami widened his eyes, so he decided to ask Goku and Naruto's presence. Kami nodded. Yeah, they are getting close. They just might be in time. Paprika Wasteland. Sasuke stared at Orochimaru, and finally got up. Orochimaru. Orochimaru looked at Sasuke, and replied with a smirk on his face, what is it, Sasuke-kun? Sasuke sighed. I've wondering for a while since until now. How did you end up with the Saiyans? Why are you with them? Kuririn blinked and shocked. You know him. Sasuke sighed. More or less. He's the guy that Naruto told you about. He's the guy we fought in our dimension last year. Gohan shocked. Why you mean he's not Saiyan? Anyways, tell me how you ended up with the Saiyans and why are you with them? Demanded Sasuke. Orochimaru chuckled. Fine, I will tell you, then. I will tell you everything what happened last year. Flashback began age 761, September 28th. Other planet. After Vegeta and Nappa had done their some work to eliminate some aliens on the planet, they took a seat on the rock. Nappa sighed. 2 weeks left until Raditz arrives on Earth to pick his brother Kakarot up. Then he looked at his friend, Vegeta. It's been nearly a year since he left us, right? Vegeta chuckled. With the 4 of us, we would be able to conquer the planet with no problem at all. Once we know that Raditz and our newest comrade leave Earth, we will have to meet them on halfway point. Afterward, it would be much easier for us to take over the planets. Is that right, Nappa? Nappa nodded. You're right. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to see Kakarot. Suddenly, Vegeta and Nappa noticed the portal above the sky. Huh, what's that? Wondered Nappa. They noticed someone fell from the portal and crashed onto the ground. Huh, it's person. Nappa, let's go. He got up and walked away from Nappa. Where are we going? Asked Nappa. Vegeta glanced over his shoulder at Nappa and sighed. Obviously, we are going to see the person that came from the portal. He walked away from Nappa and walked through the forest. Nappa followed him. Finally, they reached where the person who came from the portal were at. The person was laying on the ground and looked like he was unconscious. The person with black long hair and white pale on his face. Vegeta, is he dead? Asked Nappa. Vegeta analyzed the guy for a while, and he sighed, I doubt it. He's still alive. Let's kill him. He's not even worth to live, said Nappa. He was about to thrust his arm at the guy. Wait, Nappa, cried Vegeta. Nappa looked at Vegeta, and confused, what is it, Vegeta? Why do you stop me? Let's wait until he wakes up. I want to know where he came from. I want to know how he came from the portal, said Vegeta. Nappa nodded and wait for the guy to wake up. They've waited for a few minutes later. The guy just woke up and got up. He looked around and saw the Saiyans sat on the rock in front of him. Who are you? Asked the guy. Then he looked around him and shocked. Where am I? You're on planet Tritech. Now tell me, who are you? Where do you come from? I saw that you came out from the portal. Demanded Vegeta. The guy was in shock and slowly got up. He began to mumble, damn that Naruto. He ruined my plans and everything. I need Sasuke. He ruined it. Only if he didn't drag me into the portal, and I would have to obtain Sharingan and immortality. Damn it to hell. Nappa clenched his fist, and growled, hey, you. Don't you dare to ignore Prince Vegeta. Show him some respect. Then he walked toward the guy and about to throw a punch at the guy, but Vegeta stopped him. Vegeta, what are you doing? Wait, Nappa, don't kill him, said Vegeta. Nappa looked at Vegeta, and confused, what? Why? Vegeta ignored Nappa, and looked down at the guy, and asked, hey, you. You said something about immortality, right? The guy glared at Vegeta and scowled. What do you know about immortality? Yes, of course, I know all jutsu and I can create immortality. Vegeta smirked and thought, it's true. I heard the tale of planet element. There are a ninja who lives on that planet. They have a weird element technique or something. He asked, when can you become immortal? The guy chuckled evil, it's none of your business. Suddenly, he jumped back, and shouted, Sine Tajishu. Many hidden shadow snake hands. He summoned many snake from his hand and charged at Vegeta and Nappa. Nappa chuckled, you think that technique can beat me? He raised his palm, and charged a powerful ki blast at the snakes to obliterate them. That's petty technique, isn't it? Chuckled Nappa. What? Shocked the guy. What kind of technique is that? Nappa pushed the button on his scouter to scan the guy's battle power, and laughed, battle power 382. No wonder. Pathetic weakling. Really pathetic. What? Growled the guy. I, Orochimaru-sama, am weakling, you say. Suddenly, he ran toward Nappa, and desperately punched him, but missed. He continued to punch him and kick him everything he could. Nappa dodged everything Orochimaru, and laughed mockily, that's all. Is that best punch and kick you can do? Orochimaru continued to attack on Nappa, but failed to lay a hand on him. Your attacks are too slow, mocked Nappa. Suddenly, Nappa gave Orochimaru a knee smash to his stomach harder. Orochimaru coughed up bleed, and stumbled backward while clenched his stomach. Arg! He got on his knees, and writhed in pain. He kept coughing up the bleed and spat it on the ground. Nappa chuckled, be prepared to die. He was about to finish him off, but once again, Vegeta stopped him. Nappa, did I tell you to not kill this guy, didn't I? Scowled Vegeta. Nappa gulped, and bowed, I'm sorry. I forgot, that's all. Vegeta looked down at Orochimaru, and asked, I take it that you're Orochimaru, right? Orochimaru glared up at Vegeta, and grunted, of course, I am. What do you want from me? Vegeta crouched so he can look at Orochimaru's face, and chuckled, my name is Vegeta. Then he pointed at the bald Saiyan who stood next to him. His name is Nappa. We want to become immortal, you see. We heard that you said something about gaining immortality, didn't you? You won't get it. I will be only to gain immortality. Nobody will get that, but me, refused Orochimaru. I see. What a pity. Looks like we've got no choice but to kill you, eh? Sighed Vegeta. He got up and opened his palm at Orochimaru as the yellow orbs appeared on his hand palm. Orochimaru widened his eyes, and cried, don't kill me. Fine, I will give you immortality once I master it. He could see that Vegeta stopped charging the ki blast, and began to smirk. However, he saw that Vegetan became frown. On one condition. He slowly got up due to his stomach. On one condition, you must allow me to put curse mark on Sasuke. Vegeta folded his arms, and asked, what's curse mark? Orochimaru chuckled, if I put curse mark on Sasuke, it will be risk, either will be alive or death. Once I seal it on Sasuke, he will gain power, and he will seek me someday. He will seek powers from me. He will seek power from me because he wanted a power to kill his brother. If he come to me, and his body will be mine. I will obtain Sharingan. Vegeta sighed, I don't know what you're talking about. But I will allow you to put the curse mark on Sasuke guy as long as you won't betray me. Orochimaru smirked, that's right. First, I won't welcome any weakling in my group, Vegeta said, I will train you. It won't be an easy task. You will be strong than you're now. Once we are done with your training, we will go to your own planet. Planet Elemental. You know that I'm adapted to learn faster. I only saw Nappa's technique once, said Orochimaru. He opened his palm and fired a small blast at the small boulder, then he blew it up. See, I see. You're the mimicry type, huh? So you can copy technique after seeing it used only once then, impressed Vegeta. Anyways, I'm going to start your training right now. He pointed over yonder, go over there. Practice the technique. However, if you do anything funny, I will kill you. I have the scouter with me. I can track your battle powers, and your location. Orochimaru obeyed him, and walked away from them to begin his training. Nappa watched Orochimaru gone, and chuckled, we have new buddy in our group. It should be fun. Vegeta nodded, yeah, but we can't let Frieza know that we recruit new member to our group, Nappa. Why not? Asked Nappa. Are you stupid or something, Nappa? If Frieza found out that Orochimaru will give us an immortality later, then he might want to ask Orochimaru for immortal. We can't let Frieza to find out until we receive it, then we might be able to defeat Frieza, said Vegeta. You're right, agreed Nappa. Flashback ended. I train harder, and harder. Orochimaru continued. Vegeta said I am ready to kill inhabitants of the planet, so he gave me my new space pod. We went to different planet, and kill aliens. Sasuke sighed. So that's how it is. After we got stuck into the portal, you were sent to different planet instead of here. Now I finally understand what your schemes are. I understand why you were after us at Forest of Death last year. He clenched his fist, and shouted, I won't let you to mark me. I will never join you no matter what. Do you understand? Orochimaru chuckled. Are you sure? You won't let me to mark you no matter what. That's what you say. That's right. You will not put me a mark no matter what. I won't let you kill Naruto, said Sasuke. Sakura stared at Sasuke, and smiled. Sasuke. Vegeta's eyes were closed, and he heard the sound of his scouter beep. 1 more hour, said Vegeta. He opened his eyes, and asked, Kakaroto and Naruto haven't just lost their nerve and run away, right? Piccolo gritted his teeth, and wondered, go for broke. Looks like that's all we can do. Kami's lookout Kami widened his eyes, and shouted, they've arrived. Son Goku and Uzumaki Naruto have arrived. Oh, Kami-sama, hurry, cried Mr. Popo. Suddenly, Kami vanished from the Kami's lookout. Otherworld Serpentine Road, the Serpentine Road has ended, shouted Goku. Naruto smiled, all right, come here the earth. They jumped across the snake's head, and ran toward the check-in station. There are 2 powerful ki, separated from each other, said Goku. What's going on? Wondered Naruto. 4:45 p.m. Paprika Wasteland. Vegeta heard the sound of beep once again. He opened his eyes, and sighed, time. Kuririn growled, damn. Vegeta got up, and dropped his scouter as he chuckled, looks like waiting for them didn't do any good. Looks like they didn't come, said Orochimaru. Nappa returned to the battlefield, and landed on the ground beside Vegeta. He sighed, they're still not here. Vegeta chuckled, those cowards Kakaroto and Naruto did not come. Father and Naruto-san are not a coward, growled Gohan. Damn it, why aren't they here, wondered Kuririn. Naruto, what the hell are you doing? Are you really a coward, thought Sasuke. Son Goku, thought Piccolo. Nappa removed his entire battle armors and dropped them on the ground leaving him topless, and wore only trunks. He chuckled, now then, to take my time in making you hurt, as he stretched to prepare for fighting again. He turned around at Z Fighters, and chuckled, it's too bad I couldn't show this to Kakaroto and Naruto, though. He cracked his fists and walked toward them. Kuririn widened his eyes, and thought, it's almost time when I could die, too. Damn it, I feel like a suicide trooper. Sasuke got in his defensive stance, and thought, I don't want my life to end like this. I need to kill my brother. Damn it, am I really going to die? What are you doing, Naruto? Please don't tell me you're late again, wondered Sakura. Piccolo sighed, there's only one possibility for us to beat him, which got Z Fighter got attention, of course, that's only if everything goes well. Listen up. First, Kuririn, you go all out to draw his attention. And then, I will find an opening to grab his tail, a Saiyan's weak point. Kuririn nodded, alright. Once his power fails him, and he can't move, Gohan, you'll call up all of your power and rush him. Got that, said Piccolo. Gohan nodded, yes, it'll be okay. I won't run away this time. Of course you won't. Remember that the fate of the earth rests in your hands, said Piccolo. Sasuke, Sakura, you're back up for Gohan. You will call all of your power to aid Gohan just in that case. Sasuke and Sakura only replied with this nod. Gohan nodded, all right. Kuririn smiled at Piccolo and thought, awesome. That's Piccolo for you. I'm starting to see a little light here. Then he looked at Nappa again. He smiled widely and thought, we just might win. Gohan, believe in yourself, encouraged Piccolo. When you set your mind to it, your power is even greater than mine. Gohan nodded, all right. Nappa stopped walking, and smirked widely almost as if he was excited to kill all of them except Piccolo and Sasuke. Gohan made a huge serious face while staring at Nappa. Otherworld check-in station. Enma spotted Goku and Naruto entering the check-in station. The voice cried, Goku. Naruto. It was Kami. Kami-sama. Cried Goku and Naruto in Unshin. Hurry and grab hold, shouted Kami. Goku and Naruto grabbed his arm and smiled, you're on. Suddenly, they vanished. Enma blinked, those kid. They really did come back from Kaio-sama's place. Kami's lookout, Earth Goku, Naruto, and Kami appeared back on the lookout. Mr. Popo was happy to see them that they arrived back on the Earth. Goku smiled at Kami and smiled, okay, we're off. Then he thumped up, our training went great. We're counting on you, said Mr. Popo. Good luck, son Goku, Uzumaki Naruto, cried Kami. We gotta hurry, said Naruto impatiently. He ran and jumped off the lookout. Goku nodded, yeah, then he ran to follow Naruto and jumped off the lookout. Guys, Gohan, please be alive. Karen's tower. The white cat noticed that Goku and Naruto fell down. Here they come. They're quite tired. Hey, shouted Goku. Karen-sama. Karen threw the green beans at Goku and smiled. Here are the last 4 senzu beans. Goku caught 4 beans and smiled. Thank you. These will be a great help. We're all counting on you, smiled Karen. Naruto, eat it, said Goku as he threw a bean at Naruto. Naruto caught the green bean and confused. What is that? You eat it. It will heal you in an instant. I'll eat one of them right now, said Goku as he swallowed the beans. He cheered. All right, I'm at full health. Whoa, if that's case, then I'll eat, said Naruto as he swallowed senzu bean. He felt something different in his body. He is no longer panted. He smiled. You're right. I'm not breath hardly anymore. All right. He zoomed away from Goku faster. Goku cupped his mouth and cried, Kinto-un. He saw the flying nimbus approaching him, and he smiled. It's been a long time, huh? I could sure use your help, as he landed on the cloud as he speed towards the battlefield. There are some incredible ki gathered all together. That way. Hurry. Paprika Wasteland Z Fighters vs Nappa. Nappa laughed. Looks like Kakarot and Naruto have decided to lay low. What a coward. Gohan growled. Father and Naruto are not a coward. Kuririn looked up and wondered, damn it. What's become of you, Goku? Sakura wondered, what's wrong, Naruto? With Goku and Naruto, Goku rode on Kinto-un while Naruto used his Bukujutsu to fly towards the battlefield. Hurry, Kinto-un. Go, 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 cried Goku. Hang in there, guys, cried Naruto. Paprika Wasteland Z Fighters vs Nappa. Piccolo sighed. At this point, it looks like we'll have to fight them with just the 5 of us. Then he looked down at the rest of group. You know what to do. Let's go with that plan. Kuririn nodded. Why yeah. First, I draw his attention as much as I can. I'll find an opening and grab his tail, the Saiyan's weakness. Once his power fails, and he can't move, said Piccolo. Gohan gulped. I rush him as hard as I can. Sasuke sighed. Sakura and I will back Gohan up in that case. Piccolo nodded. That's right. Watch yourself. Nappa walked towards them and chuckled. What are you mumbling about? It won't do any good. What can you guys do against me? Then he stopped walking towards them. Piccolo chuckled. We'll show you what we can do, right now. Nappa smirked. Kuririn shifted into his stance and sighed. All right. Then he shouted, here goes. Suddenly, he ran towards Nappa. He started charging me all of a sudden, mumbled Nappa. Piccolo watched Kuririn charging Nappa while he got in thought, keep his attention. Suddenly, Kuririn fired a blast on the ground to rockets himself into the sky at the last minute caused Nappa to look up. Piccolo widened his eyes, now. Then Piccolo vanished and reappeared behind Nappa to grab his tail. Nappa glanced over his shoulder at Piccolo, and growled, why, you? While Piccolo grabbed Nappa's tail, and he shouted, Gohan, Sakura, Sasuke. Gohan moved in for the attack, while Sakura and Sasuke followed him. Kuririn was on midair and smiled down at Gohan, we did it. Nappa smirked at Piccolo and chuckled, you fools. He elbowed Piccolo on the head, which shocked rest of Z Fighters. Vegeta and Orochimaru laughed upon Z Fighters' failure plans. What? Shocked Sasuke. I am possible. Shocked Piccolo. Piccolo-san. Shocked Gohan. He's monster. Shocked Sakura. Nappa saw that Piccolo was knocked out, so he had to grab Piccolo's shirt and his chin to check if he's still alive. He chuckled. Whoa, don't you die, now. We still have to have you tell us about the Dragon Balls. Kuririn looked down at Nappa, and shocked, it can't be. Vegeta looked up at Kuririn, and gloated, hell of a miscalculation, huh? Did you think we would leave our weak spot untrained forever? Nappa still held Piccolo, and chuckled, that's too bad. The best that this planet had to offer. Then he threw Piccolo on the ground, and this is what happens to him after one blow. Gohan ran to Piccolo, and shook him, Piccolo-san. Shake it off. Piccolo-san. 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 It's hopeless now, trembled Kuririn. We're done in for, shocked Sasuke. Nappa stared down at Gohan and chuckled. Now then, while he has gone Betty bye, I think I'll toy around with the little squirts. When Nappa approached the kid, he could see that the kid was really scared. He chuckled, I'll start with Kakarot's son. He clenched his fist and crouched. Hey, you've inherited the blood of a true Saiyan. You'll be able to amuse me for a little while, right? You know, your old man is pretty cold, huh? Letting his own son die like this. Suddenly, Nappa kicked Gohan in the gut, then he backhand punched on Gohan to knock him towards the nearby rocks. He chuckled at Gohan. Hey now, don't you snuff it just yet. Amuse me a little longer. Gohan groaned and coughed up because Nappa kicked his stomach. Then he got up, and panting while he rubbed his mouth and glared at Nappa. Nappa laughed. That's more like it. Then he charged towards Gohan. The half-Saiyan got scared when Nappa was too close to Gohan. Suddenly, Sasuke appeared next to Nappa, and he shouted as he sidekicked Nappa's cheek, "Stop!" Then he roundhoused on Nappa to knock him away from them. Sasuke went to chase after Nappa. The bald Saiyan was really mad and he went back to Sasuke in an attempt to punch Sasuke, but the young Avenger vanished. Vegeta chuckled, "Ho, at least his moves are pretty good." Orochimaru chuckled, "He's prodigy child after all. That's why I want him." Nappa growled, "You dirty brat. Bounce around, will you?" He suddenly charged towards Sasuke. Sasuke smirked as he jumped out of the way. Nappa got confused and saw Kuririn stood in Nappa's way, but he continued to charge towards the bald midget anyways. Kuririn chuckled, "Let me show you something I've been saving." Then he raised his right hand as he worked himself hard to create the disc above his palm. Gohan, Sakura, Vegeta and Orochimaru was in shock to see that Kuririn created the sharp disc above his palm. Sasuke smirked, "Go ahead, Nappa. Block Kuririn's technique if you can. You will regret it if you catch it." Nappa stopped charging at Kuririn, and watched Kuririn. Kuririn chuckled, "Kenzan. Destructo disc." He spun his arms in order to make his Kenzan more sharp effect, then he threw the disc towards Nappa. Nappa chuckled, "What a worthless technique." Vegeta shouted, "Nappa, get out of the way." Nappa looked behind him at Vegeta, then he realized that he's right. He looked back at the disc that was too close to him. He dodged, and the disc slightly scarring his face. The disc cut through the large rock. He dodged it. Shocked Sakura. "That idiot. Can't he tell what kind of technique that is?" Scowled Vegeta. "You're pathetic, Nappa," sighed Orochimaru. Sasuke looked at Vegeta, and thought, "What? I guess that Vegeta guy is not an idiot like this Nappa." "D-damn," growled Kuririn. Nappa got pissed off after scarring his cheeks. "Why, you, how dare you wound my face," enraged Nappa. He charged the ki while Kuririn got in defensive stance. "Away with you," yelled Nappa. He threw a blast at Kuririn, as the bald midget got out of the blast's way. However, the blast barely hit Kuririn. Kuririn-san," cried Gohan. Nappa smirked as he charged another ki in his left hand. "Now to finish you," yelled Nappa as he was about to throw another blast at the midget. Suddenly, someone blasted Nappa in the back. The bald Saiyan felt his back burned, and he looked around at the same time Kuririn hit on the ground. It was Piccolo. "Why, you bastard. Are you awake already?" growled Nappa. Vegeta laughed. "Looks like you're having a hard time with them, Nappa." "Do you need a help, Nappa?" mocked Orochimaru. Piccolo growled at Nappa. Don't you look down on Earth, Saiyan," as he showed his fist and clenched his fist. "Why, you. Now I'm mad. I was holding back against you, since we can't kill you because of the Dragon Balls. But don't get too full of yourself." Sasuke was on the side of Piccolo and chuckled at Nappa, "You're the one who's too full of himself." Suddenly, Piccolo and Sasuke sensed Goku and Naruto's power signal from afar, approaching them. Piccolo looked around him and shocked. What ki is this? There's an incredible ki coming this way from far off." "You're right. 2 ki are coming this way," wondered Sasuke. Gohan was so happy, and smiled, It's true. An amazing, yet familiar ki, as the tear streaming down from his eyes." Sakura smiled. "You're right, Gohan. It have to be them." Kuririn was laying on the ground, and chuckled weakly, and no doubt about it. "I can feel it." Nappa looked around him, and looked at Piccolo and Sasuke again. "You guys are all just spouting nonsense." "What is this?" growled Nappa. Sasuke chuckled. "It could only be them. It's Goku and Naruto." Piccolo laughed. "It's Son Goku and Uzumaki Naruto. They are coming. I knew they were sure to come. Damn that bastards, making us wait for them." Gohan excited. Father. "Naruto-san. They really are coming. Hurry." Sakura cheered. "We are saved." Kuririn chuckled weakly. "Gee Goku." Nappa looked around him and wondered, Kakarot. Naruto. Where are they? Orochimaru stared at Vegeta and sighed. These guys have the unusual ability to sense someone's presence. Vegeta picked the scouter up and put it on his left eyes. Vegeta smirked. Is it Kakarot and Naruto? Let's see. He pushed his buttons, and scanned 2 ki approaching the battlefield. He widened his eyes. With Goku and Naruto, Goku speed up the cloud while he stood on it along with Naruto flying. We're close. I can feel them. There are 4 enormous ki, 3 even more enormous ki, and 1 small ki. Naruto shocked. Hey, that number is not right. Has somebody died? Goku shook his head, and sighed, I ain't know. Kinto-un, please hurry faster. Please stay alive, Sakura, Sasuke, mumbled Naruto. Paprika Wasteland Z Fighters vs Nappa. Orochimaru and Nappa could see that Vegeta was in shock. Vegeta-sama, shouted Nappa. Is what these guys are saying true? Then he laughed. Are Kakarot and Naruto really headed this way? Vegeta shook his head and replied, I don't know whether it's them or not, but someone will be here in about 4 minutes. He looked at Nappa again, and said, both with a battle power of 5,000. Nappa shocked, 5,000. That's impossible. What? Naruto-kun is even stronger. Don't tell me that they got more battle powers than Nappa, shocked Orochimaru. Vegeta thought, it's definitely a reading that makes it unthinkable that this is the same Kakarot nor Naruto as before. What's more, these guys are able to alter their readings. That means it's at least 5,000. Nappa trembled. That can't be. It must be some kind of mistake. Sasuke chuckled. It's unusual to see this guy panicked. Piccolo nodded and chuckled. You're right, Sasuke. Vegeta clenched his fist, and demanded, Nappa. Kill them. If 6 of them team up, it could be a problem for us. It will also serve as a warning to Kakarot and Naruto. Z fighters shocked. What? Orochimaru stared at Vegeta, and growled, why, you? I thought I told you to not kill Sasuke. Shut up, Orochimaru. You have a power. You don't need Sasuke anymore, scowled Vegeta. But what about the Dragon Balls? Asked Nappa. I don't care, sighed Vegeta. I have an idea. If we go to planet Namek, the home world of that Namekian, I'm sure that there will be Dragon Balls that are even more powerful. I thought they were just worthless stories, but if Kakarot and Naruto really have come back to life, then those legends are true after all. Nappa chuckled. I get you. But Kakarot and Naruto being 5,000 has to be a mechanical malfunction. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that I get to kill them all. He looked at Piccolo, and laughed, I'll start with you. Gohan cried, Piccolo-san, run. I'll stop him one way or another until father gets here. Piccolo shocked, what? Sakura stood beside Gohan and agreed, after all, I heard if you die, Piccolo, then Kami-sama dies too, and the Dragon Balls will. Piccolo chuckled, you're talking nonsense. There's no way you can stop him by yourself. Nappa glanced over his shoulder at Gohan and Sakura, and chuckled, stop me, you say. Me. Kuririn was laying on the ground, and mumbled to himself, if this keeps up, there won't be any going back, it's no use. I can't move. Nappa turned around and raised his left hand as he laughed, don't make me laugh, you brats. Suddenly, he charged towards Gohan and Sakura. Sakura shocked, run, Gohan-kun. I will hold him. No, shocked Piccolo as he chased after Nappa. Get out of way, Gohan, shouted Sasuke. Run, Gohan-kun, warned Sakura. No, Sakura-san, I will not run away, growled Gohan. Suddenly, Gohan kicked him square in the jaw and sent him past Piccolo and Sasuke into a pile of rocks. Gohan panted trying to get some of oxygen. Why you did it, Gohan-kun, cheered Sakura. Sasuke glanced over his shoulder at Gohan and chuckled while in thought, he has improved a lot. I am no longer recognize him as coward brat. Incredible. Did he get him? Wondered Kuririn. Suddenly, Nappa jumped out of pile of rocks, and glared at Gohan. He growled, why, you brat. This is where it ends. He powered up a lightning aura around him body and he held his hand out and charged a fierce pulsating white energy sphere in his hand. Gohan was so trembled and couldn't move because Nappa was really mad. Piccolo trembled, and no. When Nappa is ready, he reeled back, and shouted, die, as he tossed a large, pure white energy sphere at Gohan. Piccolo shocked and worried for Gohan that the blast was coming for Gohan. He remembered that he had a lot of great time with Gohan. He ran towards Gohan while remembering everything about Gohan's training with him for a year. He didn't want Gohan to die, so he had to throw himself in front of Gohan and took the blast himself. Rest of Z fighters were shocked that Piccolo was willing to risk it all for him. He screamed in pain the moment the blast hit him. Ah, boom. Kuririn, Gohan, Sasuke, and Sakura had to close his eyes so the flash won't blind them. Nappa smirked upon the explosion thinking that Gohan had been killed. Once the smoke cleared, he shocked because Piccolo stood in the way of blast. Gohan was on his butt and shocked to see that Piccolo got in his way. He raised his hand, and stammered, Piccolo-san. Piccolo panted and chuckled weakly, get out of here. Gohan. He fell to the ground, mortally wounded. Sasuke shocked and had a flashback that Piccolo did the same thing just like he took the needles to protect Naruto. Sakura shocked, Piccolo. Gohan crawled to Piccolo and sniffed, Piccolo-san, why did you save me? Piccolo stared at Gohan, and mumbled weakly, I told you to get out of here. Hurry, or else. Gohan cried, don't die. Father and Naruto-san will be here soon to beat him for us. Please, don't die. Nappa chuckled, miserable fool. My killing order might have gotten switched around, but oh well. Either way, it will all turn out the same. With Goku and Naruto sensed Piccolo's energy signal drop from afar. Naruto shocked. Hey, Goku. Are you sensing what I just sense? Goku nodded. Yeah, one key is rapidly growing smaller. Is somebody dying? Naruto worried. I hope it's not Piccolo. Kami's lookout Kami panted harder as if his life would be end. Kami-sama. Worried Mr. Popo. It looks like my life is about at its end. Goku and Naruto didn't make it in time. However, at the very end, Piccolo surpassed even me, Kami. I'm so pleased, replied Kami weakly. He kept faded in and out. Mr. Popo began to shred his tear, and cried, Kami-sama. Paprika Wasteland Z Fighters vs Nappa, what a pitiful tale. Piccolo chuckled weakly. Imagine, Piccolo Daimao, of all people, protecting some kid, nothing could be worse. Gohan started to shred his tear, and cried softly, you uncle. Piccolo smiled. Gohan, you're the only one who ever spoke decent to me. He remembered that he trained Gohan all the years. He was so happy that he was able to raise Gohan for a year. This last year that I spent with you wasn't bad. Vegeta and Orochimaru landed on the ground. They had to get out of Nappa's massive explosion so they won't get caught in the blast. Nappa slowly walked towards Gohan. Uncle, cried Gohan. Piccolo chuckled weakly. Don't you die, Gohan. Before his death, he was able to shred the tears, and passed away. Uncle, cried Gohan. Kami's lookout Kami was about to fade out, and his last word was, Mr. Popo, I leave the rest to you. Mr. Popo cried, Kami-sama. Kami-sama. Paprika Wasteland Z Fighters vs Nappa. Nappa lifted his head so he can see what's going on with Gohan and Piccolo. Gohan. Sakura started to sorrow, and tried to wipe her tears off, now Piccolo. Everyone keep getting killed after one. It's over, trembled Sasuke. Gohan began to enrage after seeing Piccolo's death. Vegeta's scouter scanned on Gohan's ki, and shocked. Nappa could see that Gohan was really angry towards him. He laughed. Interesting. You want to fight. Gohan powered up, and placed both hands above the head with the palms facing the target and one hand in front of the other with the fingers going on opposite directions. He shouted, Masenko. Age 762, November 3rd Paprika Wasteland Z Fighters vs Nappa. Gohan powered up, and placed both hands above the head with the palms facing the target and one hand in front of the other with the fingers going on opposite directions. He shouted, Masenko. Gohan-kun. Amazed Sakura. Kuririn was on the ground, and shocked. That's an incredible ki. What? How does this kid have that kind of power? Shocked Sasuke. Gohan began to charge the energy from his hands. Vegeta scanned Gohan's battle power with his scouter, and mumbled, 700, 1200, 2400. Suddenly he widened his eyes, battle power 3000. Orochimaru shocked. Sure enough, these guys can alter their battle powers intensely. 3000, shocked Nappa. Gohan then thrusted his hands forward, and fired beam of yellow at Nappa, who hits the blast away at the large rock, and destroyed it, but got his arm numbed in the process. Gohan was in shock that his attack was useless. What? Shocked Sasuke. It's over. He's gonna kill us all. Shocked Sakura. Gohan. Worried Kuririn. Nappa twisted his own wrist trying to remove the numb from his arms, and glared at Gohan. For a kid, you can do some amazing things, huh? My arm tingles a little. Vegeta chuckled after checking Gohan's battle power with his scouter. His battle power just plummeted. It looks like he used up all of his power just now. He pushed the button on his scouter to turn it off. Well, looks like it's over for this brat, chuckled Orochimaru. They're too strong. They're just too strong. Came house, let it go. Let me go. I want to save Gohan, shouted Chi-Chi. You can't. You will be killed. Don't go, begged Gyumao while grabbing Chi-Chi. No, let me go. I'm going to die together with Gohan, yelled Chi-Chi as she espaced his father, and opened the door. She fired the machine gun, but she didn't realize that she shot the old hags. Luckily, the old hags didn't even flinch from that bullet. Aren't you spirited? Sighed the old hags. Everyone looked up in shocked. Uranai Baba. Sis, greeted Roshi. The old hag which appeared to be Uranai Baba. Goku and Naruto just passed by Karen Tower, which shocked everyone happily. Roshi cleared his throat and asked, but will they be in time? Oolong chuckled. I know. Even without a TV, we can always watch what's happening using Baba's crystal ball. Don't be ridiculous. You want to use my sacred crystal ball to do that, growled Baba. Suddenly, Chi-Chi grabbed Baba inside the house. What are you doing? Never mind. Just come on inside, shouted Chi-Chi as Oolong closed the door which crushed Baba. The old hag still got dragged through inside the door as the wizard hat got out of her head. But the pigs opened the door and grabbed the hat, then went back inside. Paprika Wasteland Z Fighters vs Nappa. While he looked over his shoulder at deceased Piccolo, Gohan felt his energy drained and chuckled, "Piccolo-san, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to avenge you." Sasuke noticed that Nappa walked towards Gohan. "Gohan, run! Get out of there!" shouted Sasuke. "Gohan!" cried Kuririn. Nappa walked towards Gohan and chuckled, "Pipsqueak, I'm sending you to the next world for sure this time." Gohan chuckled, "I don't have the strength to run away anymore." He fell to his knees. Sasuke growled, "D-damn it all," as he disappeared and reappeared in front of Nappa, and punched him to send him towards nearby rock. Run away, Gohan. I will hold him off until Goku and Naruto arrive." Nappa emerged from the rock, and glared at Sasuke, "You brat. I changed my mind. You're next." He charged towards the young Avenger. "What?" shocked Sasuke as he blocked Nappa's attack, but the baldly Saiyan kept attacking on Sasuke. The young Avenger couldn't even parry all of his attack because of Nappa's overwhelmed power. The baldly had upper hand on Sasuke, and began to attack all of Sasuke's body. "What's the matter, Sasuke? I thought you will hold me off until Kakaroto and Naruto get here." He punched Sasuke in the gut. Sasuke threw up the blood. "Ah! Sasuke-san!" cried Kuririn, Sasuke, and Gohan in unison. Then, Nappa knees strike to Sasuke's jaw to send him flying above him. He jumped above Sasuke, and smashed Sasuke's back with his double axe handle attack to send him back to the ground. "Sasuke-san!" cried Sakura and Gohan at the same time. Kuririn closed his eyes, and panicked, "D-damn it all. It's over." Nappa slowly descended down to the ground, and laughed, "Looks like you're no longer useful, Sasuke. Look at you. Writhe in agony." Sasuke got up, but he fell back to the ground. He got a lot of blood on each of his body. "Damn, I am really going to die. I guess I will never be able to have my revenge on Itachi." Nappa charged towards Sasuke, and growled, "Die." Suddenly, he noticed Sakura got behind him. "What?" shocked Nappa as he turned around at her. She punched the bald's face to knock away from her, then she went to Nappa to pound more on Nappa's stomach. After pounding on Nappa's stomach, she kicked him in the jaw, and sent him away from him once again. She landed on the ground, and cupped her hands, "Ka." Then she drew her hands to her side, "Me. Ha." Nappa got up, and saw that Sakura charged the blue key around her cupped hand. "Interesting. Looks like you want to shorten your life even further," chuckled Nappa. Sakura continued, "Me, ha," as she fired the blast towards Nappa. Nappa smirked, "It won't work against me," as he backhanded on the Kamehameha wave to deflect it past him. Boom. It can't be. How could it not faze Nappa at all? He deflected it like it was nothing to him. Shocked Sakura. Nappa walked towards Sakura and chuckled, "You did really hurt me. I am starting to get angry, you know," and he stopped and looked down at Sakura. She looked up at Nappa, and shocked. Suddenly, he knees smashed to her in the gut. She fell to her knees, and held her stomach as she coughed blood up. "It's no use. Hurry, Goku-san." "Naruto," thought Sakura. Nappa lifted his foot above Sakura, and chuckled down at her, "I can't wait to see the look on Kakaroto's face and Naruto's face, when they see their friends were being wiped out." Sakura had to close her eyes thinking that she would be smashed to a pulp. Nappa finally smashed on the ground, but noticed that Sakura was not there. Sasuke, Gohan, Kuririn, Vegeta, and Orochimaru were in shock. Sakura opened her eyes and looked up. She saw the blonde hair, the whisker on his cheeks, wore the forehead protector, and wore the orange key similar to Kame School's GI. She immediately recognized him and she began to cry happily, "Naruto." Sasuke chuckled, "Naruto. About time. You're finally here." Naruto glared at Nappa looking like he was really pissed off. Orochimaru chuckled, "So, you are finally here." Which got Naruto's attention to him. Nappa looked behind him and saw the blonde who carried Sakura in his arms. "What the?" shocked Nappa. Vegeta realized if Naruto was here, then that means Goku could be here. He looked up and sure enough it was Goku who hovered above them. Suddenly, Goku descended on the ground. Nappa stopped looking at Naruto, because he had to look at Goku. Gohan smiled, "Father." "Naruto-san." Kuririn smiled, "Gee Goku." "Naruto." Vegeta flew and landed next to deceased Piccolo as he folded his arms. Goku looked like he was pissed off. Vegeta chuckled, "So you've finally shown up, huh?" But Goku didn't say anything. Kuririn cried happily, "Gee Goku." "Naruto. We've been waiting for you." Gohan began to stream the tear down from his eyes, and smiled, "Father." "Naruto-san." Sakura looked up and smiled, "Naruto. Is it really you?" But Naruto didn't respond back. Sasuke smirked, "You always late, Naruto, as he got on his knees, but he couldn't got up on his feet because of Nappa's beating on him. Vegeta chuckled at Naruto and Goku. What have you come all this way for, Kakarot, Naruto? Don't tell me you're here to tell us some nonsensical joke, such as you've come to defeat us, or something. Yet, Goku and Naruto didn't say anything. Goku walked towards deceased Piccolo, and checked on him. Piccolo. Gohan smiled sadly. Piccolo-san died to protect me. Goku stood up and looked at deceased Tenshinhan. He gritted his teeth. Tenshinhan. He looked at deceased Yamcha as well. Yamcha. Nappa chuckled. Shocked over your dead idiot friends, are you? Come to think of it, there was another, puny little guy, that went to pieces, which caused Goku and Naruto looked at Nappa. He had more power than you'd expect for such a runt. He actually remembered that he tried to impale Chaozu to some spiky rock before the pale shorty blew himself up. Naturally, he was no match for Nappa-sama, mocked Nappa. Naruto growled, you bastard. Goku clenched his fist, and gritted his teeth in thought, is that so? Even Chaozu. And Kami-sama, too. Damn. Nappa chuckled, there's no need to grieve for them. You'll be joining your friends soon. After going through all the trouble to come to life, you just had to stroll on by, huh? Vegeta checked his scouter on Goku and Naruto, and shocked, their battle powers are rising higher and higher. Goku causally walked toward Nappa as the large Saiyan got his guard on. Nappa chuckled, what? You want to die already? But Goku ignored his words and continued to walk toward him. Here's something by way of greeting. He went to punch Goku, but the forgetful Saiyan disappeared. Nappa was shocked. Vegeta whispered towards Orochimaru, he's fast. Can you see that? Orochimaru nodded, yeah, I can see that. Goku walked towards Gohan, and said, Gohan, over here. Gohan nodded and walked together with his father towards Kuririn, Naruto, and Sakura. Naruto put Sakura down on the ground. Here's the half of Senzu bean. It will heal you, Sakura-chan, said Naruto. Okay, obeyed Sakura. She swallowed the bean, and suddenly, she was completely fine. Whoa, I'm completely healed. Naruto smiled, yeah, oh, yeah. He looked at Sasuke who was on his knees, what about Sasuke? Sakura smiled, he saved me before that Nappa guy kills me. Then he got beat up from him. Naruto smiled, looks like he is real Sasuke I knew now. Then he shouted, hey, Sasuke. What? Confused Sasuke. Here's the half of Senzu bean. It will heal you completely, said Naruto as he threw the bean at Sasuke. Sasuke caught it and stared at it, it really can heal me. Naruto nodded, yeah, go swallow it. Sasuke swallowed the bean, and widened his eyes, what? What kind of bean is this? He jumped on his feet, and smirked, now I'm fine. He walked towards Naruto and others. Goku looked down at his best friend, Kuririn. Kuririn was on the ground, and looked up as he smiled, gee Goku. Goku kneeled, and smiled, sorry we're late. Way to hang on, you guys. He handed the Senzu bean to Kuririn, each of you eat half of this. Kuririn widened his eyes, and wondered, isn't that a Senzu bean? Karen-sama still has them, huh? Goku nodded, This is the last one. Kuririn shook his head, and smiled, then, you eat it. Goku smiled, that's all right. I ate one before I came. And no, you save it in case you need it, smiled Kuririn. Even if we recover, we won't be much help to you. Don't worry needlessly, said Goku. If you don't eat it, I'm throwing it away. Then he break the bean in half and put the bean in Kuririn's mouth, here. Kuririn chewed the bean, and smiled, thanks. Goku looked at Gohan, and gave it to him. Gohan, you too. Gohan nodded as he put it in Gohan's mouth. Suddenly, Kuririn and Gohan were completely fine right now. Goku looked down at Kuririn and smiled, Kuririn, you've gotten a lot stronger, huh? I can tell by your ki. Naruto nodded and smiled, yeah, Sakura and Sasuke have gotten a lot stronger, too. Kuririn frowned, I thought we had, but to no avail. We're no use against them. They're too strong. I just stood by and let everyone else die. Goku looked at his son and smiled, Gohan, I hardly recognized you, too. You sure trained hard. Gohan nodded and smiled, Piccolo-san trained me, but I wasn't able to do anything. Goku looked at Sasuke and Sakura, then he smiled, I heard old-timers trained you. How did it go? Sakura smiled, he trained us well. But I had a hard time with him, because he's pervert. I couldn't seem to avoid him. He's great sensei. Gohan frowned, with Piccolo-san dead, we'll never be able to use the Dragon Balls again. No one is coming back to life. Everyone were silent until Kuririn was the one who broke the silence, let's avenge them, the 6 of us. With you joining us, Goku, Naruto, we might be able to deal with one of them. Hey, Goku, Naruto, you trained under some incredible guy named Kaio, right? Goku and Naruto nodded. Yeah. But I'm going to fight them by myself, said Goku. You guys stay back and watch, so you don't get caught in the middle of it. Kuririn shocked. Be by yourself. No matter how strong you are, Goku, that's crazy. Sakura nodded. He's right. Their strength is far greater than we can even imagine. They're right, father, agreed Gohan. Naruto shook his head, and shouted, no. No, no, I'm going to fight them by myself. You sit back, Goku-sensei. Goku shouted back, no, I'm going to avenge my friend. No way. How about we play rock, scissors, paper? The winner will get to face that large guy. Fine, sighed Goku as they began to play rock, scissors, paper. Sakura shocked. Why, you can't be serious. You're crazy, guys. Sasuke growled. She's right. It's a suicide, you know. They finally finished with the rock, scissors, paper, and Naruto got scissor while Goku got paper. He cheered. I won. Now I am going to take on them by myself. Damn, sighed Goku. Then he looked at Naruto and smiled. You take care of them. I will sit back and watch your fight. But don't kill him. When he couldn't do anything, let him go. It's no use to kill them. Naruto nodded and smiled. Yeah, I know, Goku-sensei, as he walked towards Nappa. Kuririn shocked. And Naruto. Idiot, growled Sasuke. Naruto-san, cried Gohan. Naruto-kun, worried Sakura. She didn't realize that she omitted kun to Naruto. Before she could run, Kuririn stopped her. Let Naruto handle this. But Goku smiled. Don't worry. He will be fine. Don't get in his way. Naruto walked toward Nappa and stopped a few feet away from Nappa. Nappa, Vegeta, and Orochimaru began to smirk. Came House Baba sighed. Remember, you're going to be paying me a viewing fee for this. She began to chant and tried to do something on her own crystal ball. It showed the orange pants to orange shirt. Finally it showed the face. It showed the blonde hair guy with the angry look on his face. Naruto, shocked Roshi. It showed Naruto facing Nappa. Where's Gohan? Wondered Chi-Chi. It suddenly showed Gohan. Gohan. She smiled. Gee, Gohan is alive. Thank goodness. She almost fainted but Yumao stopped her. Chi-Chi, Naruto, Goku, and Gohan are fightin'. Keep it together. Bulma shouted. Naruto-kun, hang in there. Beat those Saiyans. It showed deceased Piccolo, and Roshi shocked. Piccolo. Even Piccolo has been done in. This means we can no longer use the Dragon Balls. Everyone was in shocked. Bulma shocked. Then, nobody is coming back to life. Roshi nodded. Paprika Wasteland Naruto versus Nappa. Nappa chuckled at Naruto. What's with that look on your face? I don't like it. Is this how badly you want me to effortlessly kill you? Naruto growled. You're going to pay for this. He powered up in his anger, stunning Vegeta, Nappa, and Orochimaru. He began to levitate the rock as he continued to power up. Kuririn, Gohan, Sasuke and Sakura had to use the large rock to keep them holed in. Goku just stood and smiled at Naruto powering up. Naruto-san, you're incredible, shocked Gohan. Vegeta saw the scanning on Naruto's battle power and widened his eyes. Battle power 6000. 0.7000. 0.8000. Impossible. Suddenly, Naruto stopped powering up and let the rock back down on the ground. Nappa looked at Vegeta, and asked, Vegeta. What does the scouter say about his battle power? Vegeta removed his scouter, and snarled, it's higher than 8000, as he crushed his scouter. Nappa widened his eyes and glanced over his shoulder, higher than 8000. There has to be some mistake. It's a malfunction. What? Shocked Orochimaru. Don't worry, I still won't be using the Kaio-ken technique on you, said Naruto. Orochimaru raised his eyebrows, and wondered, Kaio-ken. Nappa charged towards Naruto and growled, shut up. There's no way you can stand up to Nappa-sama, as he attempted to grab Naruto, but suddenly the blonde ninja disappeared. Suddenly, Naruto kicked in the back of Nappa's head. The Saiyan Baldy fell forward on the ground. Naruto landed on the ground. Vegeta and Orochimaru shocked. What? Kuririn shocked. How did he do that just now? Sakura shocked. I don't know. He's too fast. Sasuke growled while in thought. No way. How could he be stronger? I couldn't see him even with my Sharingan. Nappa rubbed his head while he was on his knees and glared over his shoulder at Naruto. When did you get behind me? He got up and growled. Why, you? Naruto looked over his shoulder at Nappa, and sighed, for as big as you were talking, you aren't all that great. Nappa pointed at himself with his thumb and growled. What did you say? I'm not all that great, am I? Naruto smirked. That's right. I could tell from your attack just now. Nappa chuckled angrily. Why don't you tell me? Then he growled, exactly what it is that you can tell. He suddenly unleashing an incredibly fast and powerful barrage of punches and kicks, launched in a rapid failure. Vegeta cupped his chin, and wondered, strange. His battle power is completely different from when he fought Raditz. Yeah, he is different from when he fought me, too, agreed Orochimaru. Nappa continued to attack on Naruto, but the blonde ninja kept dodging all of his attack. With the final punch to Naruto, the blonde ninja disappeared. He looked for Naruto. Over here, shouted Naruto. Nappa looked behind him, and it was Naruto. Kuririn saw the whole fight, and shocked, did you see Naruto's moves? Gohan shook his head, and shocked, but he's amazing. Sakura shocked, I never seen him so faster than before. Sasuke growled, damn it. He's not supposed to be strong that way. I'm supposed to be strong than him. Goku smiled, yeah, he's fast. We were trained under Kaio-sama after all. Vegeta thought, what's going on? How did Naruto get this much power in such a short amount of time? How could this be possible? He was brought back to life, yet he is strong, wondered Orochimaru. Suddenly, Naruto ran towards Nappa and disappeared. Nappa was in shock and looked around him. He could feel that Naruto landed on the top of Nappa's head. Nappa looked up at Naruto and growled, why, you? He tried to catch Naruto above his head, but the blonde ninja disappeared. Naruto showed up in front of Nappa. He retaliated with one punch to the stomach and brought Nappa to his knees. That punch just now was for Goku's friend Chaozu, said Naruto. Nappa clenched his stomach and he could see the blur on his eyes almost as if he was going to fall asleep. He could feel his stomach very hurt. He looked up at Naruto, and growled, damn you. He stubbornly refused to give up, and continued to attack Naruto. The blonde ninja dodged Nappa's attacks with minimum effort. Naruto jumped above Nappa, and drew his left fist back as he shouted, this is for his friend Yamcha. He punched Nappa's back to send him towards the ground away from him. Nappa was knocking away through the small rock, and landed on the large rock. He bounced off from the large rock, and floated above him. He growled, why, you? Naruto said nothing but stared up at Nappa. Kuririn shocked, incredible, while Gohan and Sakura nodded. Sasuke was very jealous of Naruto's new power. Goku watched the fighting and smiled proudly. Vegeta and Orochimaru frowned at Nappa. Nappa outraged, you dirty brat. He began to power up the lightning aura around him. He threw the ki blast towards Naruto. Naruto smirked, I don't even have to dodge this one. He allowed the ki blast to hit on his chest. The wind began to blow even harder as the rock went flying away from them. The dust began to kick up from the blast. Nappa began to smirk, but as soon as the smoke cleared, he was in shock to see Naruto still alive. What? Shocked Nappa. Orochimaru widened his eyes, and shocked, he is still alive, yet Nappa's power hit him dead on. He diffused it with just a ki shout, shocked Vegeta. Damn it, shocked Nappa. Before he could throw a blast, Naruto jumped above Nappa, and clasped his hand. This is for his friend Tenshinhan. He punched on Nappa's head with his double axe handle and knocked him down the ground. While Nappa was being knocking away from Naruto, he shocked, how? How does Naruto have this much power? But he noticed Naruto went to the ground before him. What? Naruto bounced off from the ground and charged towards Nappa. And this is for Piccolo, as he kicked Nappa to send him flying towards the nearby rock. Damn it, shouted Nappa as he went to smash through the rock. Naruto spun and landed on the ground. Then he looked behind him at Nappa while Vegeta and Orochimaru wondered how all of Naruto got that power. Awesome. You really are awesome, Naruto, gloated Kuririn. You're really incredible, Naruto-kun, cheered Sakura. Gohan nodded and smiled, yeah. Sasuke was only one that didn't gloat at all. How could this loser be able to lay a hand on Nappa runt? Goku smiled, he did pretty good. Naruto noticed that the rock fell down the ground from the large boulder. Nappa emerged and jumped from the large boulder. Damn it, growled Nappa. He was about to lose his control. He began to feel the hot temperature in his head almost as if he was going to lose his temper. He crushed the small rock, and shouted, damn it, as he threw the remaining small rock at Naruto. The blonde ninja simple moved his head to dodge the rock. He sighed, I see. Impressive, you really are extremely tough, huh? Nappa shouted, I am an elite warrior from a distinguished family. I'm not about to be looked down upon by a ninja like you. He walked towards Naruto and continued, you'll pay for this. I'll kill you, you miserable fool. Cool that head of yours, shouted Vegeta. Nappa looked at him. If you'll compose yourself and think about it, you'll find he's not that kind of opponent that you can't take, Nappa. Calm down. Nappa looked at Naruto and laughed. He finally calmed down. He chuckled, you're right. He wiped his blood off of his mouth. Thanks to you, my eyes have been opened. Vegeta growled, that simple-celled fool. At this rate, it looks like we will have to step in, Orochimaru. He's stupid. He couldn't even think clear. I might have to take on Naruto myself. Agreed Orochimaru. Nappa chuckled at Naruto. It's true, I was pretty upset. Now it's time to show you what I'm really made of. Are you ready for this, Naruto? Naruto smirked. That's more like it. I can't wait. You're going to regret it. Because I, great Uzumaki Naruto, I'm going to beat you to a pulp. Nappa chuckled. Talk tough, will you? He's not just talking tough. He's got assurance and absolute confidence in himself, thought Vegeta. Orochimaru began to wonder. He got a lot of confidence in himself. Last time, he said the same thing to me. He couldn't beat me. But this time, he is a lot stronger than I thought. The winds went over Naruto and Nappa. Naruto-kun, worried Sakura. Naruto-san, worried Gohan. Goku smiled. Don't worry. He will be fine. Gohan, Sakura, Kuririn, and Sasuke looked up at Goku. Don't worry. He will defeat that large guy. Just watch. Came house. They watched Naruto's fighting with Nappa. The crystal ball showed Nappa smirking at Naruto. Bulma growled. Naruto-kun, pound that guy into a pulpy mass. Baba noticed that Bulma was about to slap on her crystal ball. Hey. Bulma slapped the ball past Roshi and bounced on the ground. Baba ran to her own crystal ball and glared at Bulma. Hey. Don't be so rough with this. Who cares if a crystal ball or two gets broken, scowled Bulma. It's an important tool of my trade, shouted Baba back. With Kami-sama dead, and us not knowing whether the earth will be destroyed or not, you can just stuff your trade, argued Bulma. Baba barked back. How dare you say that? Now see here, shouted Roshi. Baba and Bulma looked at him. Would you two quit it? It doesn't matter, does it? Oolong sat next to fainted Puar and sighed. Yeah. While you two are at it there, Goku and Naruto could be getting done in. Rubbish. Sun-kun and Naruto-kun are obviously doing all right, said Bulma. Baba nodded in agreement. Bulma looked at the crystal ball and grabbed it. You think they're going to lose to those guys? No way. No way. As she slapped more on the crystal ball. Don't hit my crystal ball, growled Baba. Roshi sighed. Hey, shut up, already. Give that here, as he walked towards them. A little brother does not take his older sister's things, growled Baba. Chi-Chi, Gyumao, Oolong and Turtle confused because Baba, Bulma, and Roshi argued over the crystal ball. Suddenly, they saw the bright on the crystal ball. Paprika Wasteland Naruto versus Nappa. Nappa powered up to his maximum as the ground began to quake. Kuririn, Gohan, Sasuke, and Sakura got scared because of Nappa's powering up to shook the ground. The rock began to float around Nappa. Suddenly, the yellow aura appeared around Nappa's body. He lifted his index finger and middle finger up, causing explosion below Naruto. Boom. Nappa noticed that Naruto went out of the smoke. He chuckled. I see you. He charged up towards Naruto and tried to punch Naruto 2 times, but the blonde ninja dodged twice. They clashed against each other. Nappa repeatedly punched Naruto while the blonde ninja blocked and dodged every single of his punch. Naruto kicked Nappa, but the bald Saiyan dodged. Nappa punched Naruto, but the blonde ninja dodged again. They collided their fist each other like 2 times, then continued to exchange their blow each other. With the final attack, they jumped back in the midair. Naruto smiled proudly. Woo. This is a lot better, ain't it? This is a lot better. Ha, confused Nappa. I'm going to put a stop to that irritatingly smart mouth of yours. He smiled. You're finished now. As a last resort, Nappa opened his mouth to charge a blue energy sphere. Then, he fired the energy sphere in the form of an energy wave at Naruto. But Naruto quickly countered with a Kamehameha. The 2 energy waves collided in a beam struggle. Boom. After the explosion of beam struggle, the big dust kicked up. Goku, Vegeta, Orochimaru, Kuririn, Gohan, Sakura, and Sasuke had to block their eyes in order to prevent the dust go through theirs. Orochimaru shocked. What kind of guise is this? Vegeta replied. He countered at that close range. Nappa smirked thinking that Naruto was gone. But he was in shock because Naruto was still alive. Naruto sighed with a relief. That would have been trouble if I'd taken that one head on. Impossible. That was my greatest technique, and you brushed it aside, shocked Nappa. Naruto sighed. You really are one tough bastard. You should have taken at least a little damage from my Kamehameha. We aren't getting anywhere like this. Suddenly, Vegeta shouted up at Nappa and ordered, enough. Get down here, Nappa. You're getting us nowhere. Orochimaru will take care of him for you. Naruto and Goku looked at Vegeta. Nappa looked down at Vegeta and shocked. What? Orochimaru growled. You're pathetic. To think that I would have to trouble myself to take action against Naruto there. Sasuke shocked. Orochimaru's finally coming forward, huh? Kuririn shocked. Even that big guy is scared of that Vegeta guy. Sakura looked up at Naruto and wondered, Naruto-kun. Nappa felt angry that he wouldn't be able to finish the fight. He looked at Naruto and growled, damn it. To think that I should have to yield your execution to Orochimaru. Quote. Then he smirked, but brace yourself. Your life will only last for a moment against Orochimaru or Vegeta. He looked down at Orochimaru and Vegeta. He is a fast learner. He was trained by Vegeta, and was be able to surpass me. For Vegeta, he is a warrior gifted enough to take upon him the name of Planet Vegeta, after all. Since he ordered me to, I'll leave you to Orochimaru. But I won't be content to withdraw like this. He descended and took a look at Goku and others. I'm going to finish Kakarot off. Suddenly, he charged towards Goku and others. Goku put his guards on and shocked. Oh, no. He's going after us. Hang on there, guys. Naruto chased Nappa, but he couldn't get to him faster. He realized, it's no use. I won't make it in time. Nappa opened his mouth and prepared to fire a blast from his mouth. Damn it. Looks like I'm going to use Kaio-ken, thought Goku. Before Goku could shout the name, Naruto shouted, Kaio-ken. The red aura began to glow around Naruto. Vegeta and Orochimaru shocked. What? Naruto quickly charged towards Nappa at the high speed, and double punched him in his back. Then, he quickly landed on the ground and catched Nappa on his back. Nappa screamed in pain. Sasuke shocked. What the? So fast. Shocked Sakura. Gohan shocked. What just happened? Kuririn shocked. Naruto, how did you? Goku smiled. It's Kaio-ken, which made rest of remaining Z-fighter confused except for Goku and Naruto. Naruto threw his limp body at Vegeta and Orochimaru's feet. Naruto smirked. I doubt he'll be able to fight anymore. Take him, and disappear from the face of the earth right now because Goku-sensei asked me to. Vegeta gritted his teeth and got lost in thought. What was that just now? For an instant, his speed and power suddenly increased. It's not ninja's technique. It has to be some kind of technique from the afterlife he learned, thought Orochimaru. Sakura looked at Naruto and shocked. And Naruto-kun, how did you do that? Was that a technique you learned from that Kaio person? Asked Kuririn. Goku answered for him, and smiled, yeah. It's called Kaio-ken. By controlling all of the energy within your body, you can momentarily amplify it. If you do it right, your speed, power, destructive and defensive forces all increase many times over. Kuririn smiled. That's awesome. Even after getting that much stronger, you guys can become many times stronger than that. Naruto smiled. Yeah, what are those guys talking about, Vegeta? Asked Orochimaru. How should I know? Growled Vegeta. Kuririn chuckled at the blonde ninja. Naruto, that was mean of you. This is no time to be playing around. If you have something like that up your sleeve, then use it right at the start. Sasuke nodded. He's right, idiot. You should have done it sooner. Naruto smiled without leaving his eyes on Vegeta, and Orochimaru. Sorry, but I can't do that. If I don't restrain my ki just right while I'm controlling it, I could wreck myself. Same goes for Goku-sensei, which confused them. Goku nodded. In short, Flashback began. Naruto and Goku went to destroy every of small boulder with their Kaio-ken. Kaio smiled. You have done well to master the Kaio-ken technique, which even I could not handle, to this degree. However, I must stress once again that you guys must not overuse Kaio-ken at your current level. If you mishandle your control, you will end up ruining your body. Do you best to limit yourself to 2x power. Remember, using Kaio-ken any higher than that will place too great a burden upon your body. In other words, your body won't be able to keep up with the Kaio-ken, and it will bite back for what you're doing to it. Naruto nodded. Yeah, I understand. Goku smiled. Understood clearly. Flashback ended. And that's the story, finished Goku. Is that right? Ensured Sakura. Nappa was laying on the ground and begged, Vegeta, help me, as he slowly raised his left hand. Vegeta and Orochimaru looked down at him. Vegeta grabbed his hand. Nappa smiled. Thanks. When Orochimaru heard Vegeta chuckled, not at all. He knew what Vegeta was going to do. Suddenly, Vegeta threw him into the sky which shocked rest of remaining Z-fighter. What are you doing, Vegeta? Vegeta. Shocked Nappa. Vegeta looked up at Nappa and chuckled. I don't have any use for scions that can't move, as he clenched his fist. First, he generated electricity around his chest. The winds was pushed Goku and Gohan harder. Goku had to control his ki in trying to not get pushed, and shocked, what and ki. Gohan clung to Goku's leg, and cried, F father. Naruto had to grab Sakura and hold her to his chest. Hold, Sakura-chan, as he tried his best to keep his standing firm on the ground. Naruto-kun, said Sakura softly. Kuririn tried his best to keep on the ground as well. He had to block his eyes from the wind and shocked. What's going on? He's going to finish him off. That's what, said Sasuke as he controlled his ki to not get knocked away. Vegeta shouted, die. He converted into a bluish-white aura around his body. Suddenly, Ki shout went to Goku and others. Then, he thrusted his chest forward and fired a huge energy wave at Nappa. Nappa shouted, V Vegeta. Vegeta chuckled and licked his lip around his own mouth before Nappa was completely obliterated. Boom. The rocks were completely wiped by Vegeta's blasts. As soon as the smoke became cleared, Orochimaru landed on the ground next to Vegeta. They looked around him. They looked up and that was Goku, and others. In the midair, Goku lifted Kuririn's hand while he held Gohan to his right side. Naruto held Sakura to his chest while he lifted the back of Sasuke's shirt. Kuririn looked down at Vegeta and shocked, what a beast. He even killed his own man. Sasuke glared behind him at Naruto, and scowled, hey, loser. How long are you going to hold me? Naruto removed his hand off of Sasuke's shirt and Sakura as well, and chuckled, sorry, Sasuke. Goku sighed, Gohan, Kuririn, Sasuke, Sakura, all of you, go back to Kame House right now. He removed Kuririn and Gohan from his hands. Kuririn stared at Gohan and others, alright. Gohan, Sakura, Sasuke, you heard him. Let's go, now. What? Shocked Sakura. Gohan shocked, but. Sasuke sighed, he's right, Gohan. They're just too terrible. We won't do any good being here. Kuririn nodded, on the contrary, our being here will distract Goku and Naruto, and we'll just be in their way. Gohan looked up at Goku and wondered, really, father? Goku smiled, sorry, yeah. Their strength appeared to be even greater than I thought. Naruto smiled, don't worry, Gohan-kun. We won't lose to them anyways. Gohan sighed, oh okay, I understand. Sakura's idea appeared and looked at Goku and Naruto. Oh yeah, Goku, Naruto-kun, as long as you're at it, could you fight in some other place? Goku and Naruto looked at Sakura with the confusion on their face. It would be wrong to mess up everyone's bodies, in case they ever come back to life. Goku frowned, they ever come back to life? With Piccolo dead, Kami-sama is dead, too. The Dragon Balls have disappeared forever. I hate to say it, but nobody is ever coming back to life again. Sakura smiled, I know that. Gohan confused, Kuririn-san, you don't think. Goku and Naruto confused, what? Kuririn nodded and looked at Goku, she's right. We'll go into the details later. That is, if you're able to beat them, Goku, Naruto. If we can beat them, huh? Asked Goku. Naruto nodded and smiled, right. In any case, we have to beat them. Orochimaru looked up at them and chuckled, what are you doing? What happened to all that energy you had before? Vegeta clenched his fist and laughed, did you get scared, and now you're discussing how you're going to run away? Goku looked down at Vegeta and smiled, now then, to change locations and give it our best, I guess. Then he looked at Naruto, just let me take care of that Vegeta guy. You take care of Orochimaru guy. Naruto nodded in agreement, sure. I want to take on Orochimaru myself. Kuririn gave his hand to Goku and smiled, Goku, I feel bad about always leaving our fate up to you. Then he looked at Naruto, as for you, you might be able to save the earth as well. Then he looked back to Goku, don't you dare die now, guys. Sasuke nodded and smiled at Naruto, don't die. I want to fight you someday, Naruto. Naruto grinned, yeah. Goku smiled and shook Kuririn's hand. He nodded, right. Gohan worried, father. Naruto-kun, worried Sakura. Goku rubbed Gohan's hair, and smiled, Gohan. Once your daddy comes back alive, let's go fishing again, okay. Gohan smiled and nodded, okay. Naruto chuckled, all right. Let's go, Goku. Goku nodded. They quickly descended near to the ground. Vegeta chuckled, looks like you know that it won't do any good to run. Goku smiled, we're going to change the location of our battle. Naruto nodded, yeah, so we can take you down. Vegeta chuckled, suit yourself. It will all end up the same. Orochimaru chuckled, pick your gravesite, Naruto. It's not matter to me. You will die in my hand. They flew away from the battleground on way to the different battleground. Gohan worried, father. Naruto-kun, worried Sakura. Age 762, November 3rd, Paprika Wasteland, Earth. Goku and Naruto stared down at Vegeta and Orochimaru. Goku smiled, we're going to change the location of our battle. Vegeta chuckled, suit yourself. It will all end up the same. Orochimaru chuckled, pick your gravesite, Naruto. It's not matter to me. You will die in my hand. They flew away from the battleground on way to the different battleground. Naruto and Orochimaru went to the different direction from Goku and Vegeta. While Goku was flying and he looked behind him at Vegeta, I should have guessed. He's following with confidence to spare. As they went out of Kuririn and other sights, Kuririn looked at the kid, and sighed, Gohan. He received no response from him. Hey, Gohan. Gohan snapped out of his thought and looked at Kuririn. He noticed that Kuririn, Sasuke and Sakura were prepared to leave. Yes, Kuririn sighed, let's hurry back to Kame House. Gohan nodded, but he still looked over the direction where Goku and others left. Kuririn sighed, let's stop worrying about them already. We've left the fate of the earth up to them. Gohan began to frown. Sakura smiled at Gohan, it's okay, Gohan. I'm sure Goku-san and Naruto-kun will come through for us. She put her hand on Gohan's shoulder and smiled, come on, let's go. Show your mom that you're all right. Gohan nodded and smiled, right. Sasuke sighed, hurry up. Don't waste our time. We need to go back to Kame House. They flew off onward Kame House. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Vegeta. Goku looked around the rocky land and talked to himself, alright, there won't be any people or animals around here. Vegeta noticed that Goku disappeared. He smiled and disappeared as well. Goku landed on the lower rocky land as he smiled upon Vegeta landing on the higher rocky land. Vegeta smiled down at Goku while folding his arms. I see, chuckled Vegeta, you've chosen here to be your gravesite, have you? You should be thrilled. A lower-class warrior such as yourself is about to be toyed around with by a super elite, after all. Saiyans have their warrior ratings examined right after they are born. When they do, the scum that have lower ratings, such as yourself, are sent off to planets that do not have terribly formidable opponents. In other words, you were left behind. Goku smirked, and as a result, I was sent to Earth here. I should be thankful. But what's more, Vegeta raised his eyebrows. Even a left behind might be able to overcome an elite, if he tries desperately enough. Vegeta chuckled, an amusing joke. Now then, allow me to show you a barrier that you cannot overcome, as he raised his left hand in front of his face, no matter how hard you try, as he crouched and he outstretched his right arms to his side. Goku crouched as he raised his left above his head while his right hand was on the end of his right knee. They didn't spoke a single word, and waited for one of them to make a first move. As soon as the rock crumbled, Goku decided to make the first move on Vegeta as he charged towards Vegeta. He punched through Vegeta, but the Prince Saiyan dodged. Vegeta punched Goku, but the forgetful Saiyan caught it, which shocked the Prince Saiyan. Goku threw punches everything he could to Vegeta, but the Prince Saiyan kept blocking all of his attack. Sometimes, Vegeta would attack back to Goku, but he dodged most of the Prince's attack. Vegeta blocked more of Goku's attack. He decided to strike back to Goku. Goku dodged. Then Vegeta levitated himself more to dodge Goku's kick. Vegeta landed on the rocky land and jumped to the each rocky land backward. Goku quickly followed him. Vegeta bounced off one of the tall rock and went back to Goku. He elbowed smash on Goku's chin. Goku quickly regained his sense, and bounced off one of the tall rock. He looked for Vegeta. Not till Vegeta reappeared behind Goku, and attempted to chop him. Goku dodged and attempted to kick Vegeta. The Prince Saiyan dodged another of Goku's kick. Goku made a no time and rushed to Vegeta. He attempted to land more kick on Vegeta, but the Prince dodged all of his kick. They quickly exchanged blows as they continued to rise higher. Vegeta kept attacking or dodging Goku and chuckled, what's the matter, Kakarot? You can do better than this, can't you? He finally landed few punches to Goku's face. Then he kicked to his gut. When Naruto defeated Nappa, you probably had to have been doing better than this. Then he clasped his hand, and chuckled, let me see it, as he knocked Goku-sen down one of the rocky. Goku made a safe land on one of the rocky. He looked up at Vegeta as the prince landed on one of the rock. He excited, I should have expected as much. He still ain't the least bit serious, but his speed and techniques already surpass my own. Vegeta folded his arms and chuckled down at Goku, show me what you've got. Or have you already used up all of your power? Goku smiled, you got it. I'll show you. He strained somehow inside his body, which confused Vegeta. Suddenly, the white aura glowed around him. He powered up the red aura around him, similar to Naruto's power earlier when he defeated Nappa. Goku smiled, Kaio-ken. Suddenly, he brought Ki from his hand towards Vegeta. Vegeta shocked, and he jumped just in time before Goku could destroy one of Vegeta's rocks where he previously landed on. Goku looked up and charged up towards Vegeta. Goku delivered a punch to his face. He kept punching on Vegeta's face with just his left fist. With the final blow to Vegeta, he kicked Vegeta square in the jaw to knock him away from him. Then he quickly charged towards Vegeta. Vegeta quickly regained his senses and disappeared out of Goku's sight. Vegeta reappeared in front of Goku and delivered a right hook kick to Goku's jaw. Vegeta chuckled, "If that's the limit of what you've got, then I'll be greatly disappointed." Goku shocked, but not trembled, he was excited. What a powerful bastard. And he chuckled, and yet, even though I'm in this kind of trouble, I'm starting to get excited. Northwest Forest Naruto vs Orochimaru. They went to the very huge forest with the big tree and branch. Naruto landed on the one of branch while Orochimaru landed on one of branch that was very lower than Naruto's branch. Naruto folded his arms and glanced down at him. Orochimaru looked up at Naruto and chuckled, "So you choose this forest, because it reminded you of Death of Forest where we first fought, huh?" Naruto smiled, "That's right. I choose this battleground because I want to kick your ass back then. Now this is my chance to beat you to a pulp in this very forest that resembled Death of Forest." Orochimaru laughed, "You're quite funny." Then he sighed, "Before we start to fight, I want to tell you something. Do you know why I come here to attack your team?" Naruto puzzled, "Yeah, I always want to know why you attack my team. Because I want to mark Sasuke. You see, he has Sharingan. That's why I always want to obtain that to become mine. But it was not only that. I was originally planned to invade on Konoha, and plotted to kill the Sandaime Hokage, third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen," replied Orochimaru. He pointed up at Naruto and growled, but you ruined my plans. You had to drag me into the portal. It's your entire fault." After hearing Orochimaru's schemes, Naruto was pissed off and growled, "You were going to invade on Konoha and planning to kill old man, you say? Why do you want to kill old man? I heard he was your sensei. Why do you want to mark Sasuke? What do you want to do with him? Tell me why." "Oh, sorry. That was the secret. I am not going to tell you," refused Orochimaru. Naruto crossed his index and middle finger each other and growled, "Then I will make you Taju Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Multiple Shadow Clone Jutsu." Instead of a few clones, he created a few hundred clones standing on each branch almost as if they were full about half of huge forest. "I will beat you up until you tell me. Go," as he charged together with all of Naruto's to attack Orochimaru at once. Orochimaru didn't flinch at all, because he knew he could take on all of them. He chuckled, "You think you can beat me with just the few hundred of your clone? You honestly made a mistake." He powered up the purple aura of his body and screamed, "Ah," as he created a small atomic explosion to dispel all of Naruto's. Boom. The real Naruto got knocked away from him towards one of tree. He regained his senses and landed on the tree almost as if it was gravity. He used the chakra so he could become the ability to walk on tree. He looked around him, and then he sensed Orochimaru behind the tree. He had to dodge before Orochimaru punched through the tree. The huge tree fell to the ground. Orochimaru went to attack Naruto. The blonde ninja blocked every of his attack, then he went to attack back to Orochimaru. The snake guy blocked or dodged all of his attack. They went to exchange their blow as they descended on the forest floor. Every time they exchanged their blow, the wind was getting stronger and stronger. Finally, Orochimaru upper hand on Naruto, and attacked him while the blonde ninja was being overwhelmed and had a hard time to block or dodge all of his attack. Orochimaru laughed, "What's wrong, Naruto-kun? What happened to all of power you had?" He punched Naruto's face and chuckled, "This isn't like you. That's not how you were able to beat Nappa." He kicked Naruto in the gut, and then kicked to the face, "I want to see you using that one just like you did to Nappa." Naruto was knocking away from Orochimaru, but he regained his sense and landed on one of branch, and looked at Orochimaru whom landed on one of branch. He sensed Goku's Kaio-ken aura. So Goku already did his Kaio-ken attack. Alright, he chuckled, "If that's what you want. You will regret once you saw through it. You would probably beg me not to hurt you. Here goes." He powered up the red aura around him and shouted, "Kaio-ken." Suddenly, he charged towards Orochimaru at higher speed and punched Orochimaru square in the jaw to send him flying away from him. He charged towards Orochimaru and pounded more on his stomach. Then he threw another punch to Orochimaru to knock him away. He then bounced off from the branch and went after Orochimaru. Orochimaru was being knocked away from Naruto. He quickly regained his sense and landed on the branch, then jumped off towards Naruto to deliver a punch to Naruto's jaws. Naruto was knocked away towards the nearby tree. Orochimaru landed on the branch and laughed, "I must say that you are also improved in just a year. I remembered you when you were really weak. I hope you would give me a good fight, Naruto-kun." Naruto got up and rubbed his mouth as he chuckled, "Same for you. I hate to admit that I actually surprised when you actually improved a lot. I am looking forward to see how good fight we will go for." Came House Mutant Roshi, Bulma and the others attempted to watch the battle on Uranai Baba's crystal ball, to little success. Oolong sighed, "I don't see a thing. What's the matter? wondered Bulma. This is because you got violent with it, barked Baba. Bulma barked back, what, are you blaming someone else? Well, it's the truth. Roshi sighed. No, that's not why, sis. Everyone looked at the old man. He continued, it's not because the crystal ball is broken, it's because the terribly fierce power of their ki is concealing them from even the spiritual powers of your crystal ball. Then, at least they're still fighting, right? Wondered Oolong. Roshi nodded, probably. Bulma smiled, I know. If I use that thing, I can tell. She picked Raditz's scouter and used it. She pushed the button on her now scouter. How about it? Asked Roshi. There are 4 large readings to the west, said Bulma. Just 4, worried Chi-Chi. Bulma began to frown. Chi-Chi thought that Kuririn and Gohan had died, so she went to cry on Gyumao. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Vegeta on the midair. Vegeta noticed that Goku was smiling at him. He's smiling. Has he given up and adopted a defiant attitude? Or is he poised because he can raise his battle power up even higher? He quickly chuckled at Goku. What's the matter? Finished already? You seem to be at your limit. In that case, let me show you something, as your dying gift. The overwhelming power of a super elite Saiyan. Goku smirked. Let's see it. Vegeta chuckled. That smirk of yours is going to disappear very soon. He powered himself up as dark storm clouds gathered overhead and rocks began floating up into the air. Goku looked up in shock to see the dark clouds were gathering towards them. Pillars of rocks collapsed and Vegeta was surrounded by a bubble of pure, glowing energy. The ground shook and the air was crackling with all of the energy floating around. Goku shocked. What a key. It's as if the whole earth is shaking. Vegeta continued to power up while the rocks were still floating up into the air. Vegeta was still surrounded by a bubble of pure, glowing energy. The ground was still shaking. Suddenly, the winds came from Vegeta pushed Goku further. Goku had to block his eyes so his eyes won't get hurt. Goku shocked. It's like there's a typhoon. Vegeta suddenly roared as it began to explode. Goku shielded his eyes from the flash from Vegeta. Pillars of rocks began to crumble down. Boom. Goku let his arms down and looked around him. The cloud was gone. He shocked. The trembling of the atmosphere has stopped. All the clouds have been blown away, too. He looked back at Vegeta again. Vegeta smirked. It's over, Kakarot. Suddenly, he charged towards Goku and landed a headbutt to Goku's jaw and sent him flying. Vegeta went to Goku and elbow smashed into Goku's stomach and sent him down the ground. Vegeta disappeared. Goku landed on the pillar of rock and looked up. However, Vegeta shouted, "You fool! Behind you!" Vegeta kicked Goku in the back and disappeared again. Goku spun towards another pillars of rock and jumped above on the rock. He looked around him. He noticed Vegeta above him who had a fireball on his right hand. Vegeta threw a fireball towards Goku. Goku shouted, "Kaio-ken ×2." He managed to dodge the blow, though it destroyed the rock. Vegeta saw Goku jumping and threw another fireball blast toward him. Goku dodged another of his fireball, though it destroyed his shirt. Alright, nice going. Way to avoid it, mocked Vegeta. Goku landed on the one of pillars of rock and glanced up at Vegeta whom landed on the rock as well. Goku gritted his teeth, and thought, damn. What power and speed. I can't even keep up with him with a 2x Kaio-ken, as he removed his shirt off leaving him in completely topless. He smiled, I guess I ain't got much choice. Even if I wreck my body, it's better than dying. I'll have to raise the Kaio-ken to 3x. Vegeta chuckled, I intentionally made that one easy to dodge for you. It wouldn't be any fun to have you die on me so easily, after all. Yajirobe hid behind the pillars of rock, and took a look at Goku and Vegeta. They came close by, so I can't help but come take a look at 'em, but what's this? Both Goku and that bastard are so strong, it's like I'm having a bad dream here. Northwest Forest Naruto vs Orochimaru. Orochimaru chuckled, allow me to show you my true power. Naruto smirked, alright. Show me what you got. Orochimaru chuckled, oh, sure. I hope you like it. No, I'm sure you love it. Suddenly, he charged towards Naruto in a high speed. Naruto shocked, what? Naruto couldn't even move because he was in shock. Orochimaru elbow smashed on Naruto's jaw and sent him flying. Then he flew towards Naruto and kicked in the back of Naruto to send him flying once again. Naruto stopped himself being knocking away for Orochimaru on the midair. He had no choice but to draw the kunai from his pouch then threw it towards Orochimaru. The snake guy disappeared. What? Shocked Naruto. He looked around him. Where did you go, Orochimaru? Above you, shouted Orochimaru. Naruto looked up at Orochimaru. The snake guy kicked Naruto in the gut to knock him forwards the large branch. Orochimaru disappeared once again. Naruto landed on the branch and looked around him. Suddenly, he noticed that Orochimaru was too close to him. Orochimaru raised his palm at Naruto's face, which caused the blonde ninja widened his eyes. He smirked. Goodbye, Naruto-kun, as he fired the blast on Naruto. The blast hit on many trees as it destroyed them. Boom. Orochimaru was on midair and chuckled, finally, he's gone. I finally have my revenge on him. Yes. Suddenly he heard the voice chuckled, nah, you're wrong. I'm still alive. Orochimaru widened his eyes, and looked down behind him. Naruto was on one of branch that held the kunai. He landed on the branch, and asked, Naruto-kun, how did you escape my blast in such a close range? Naruto showed Orochimaru his kunai. Do you recognize this? I'm pretty sure you do. Orochimaru widened his eyes after seeing 3 thick blades. Hiraishin kunai, flying thunder god kunai. It can't be. How do you learn how to use it? The only one who can use it is Yondaime Hokage, Namikaze Minato. Naruto nodded and smiled. That's right. I used Hiraishin no Jutsu, flying thunder god jutsu, just now. What? When did you use that? I don't remember that you use it. Shocked Orochimaru. Naruto chuckled. Do you remember when I throw a kunai towards you? Orochimaru widened his eyes. He remembered now. That was kunai. Flashback began. Orochimaru chuckled. Oh, sure. I hope you like it. No, I'm sure you love it. Suddenly, he charged towards Naruto in a high speed. Naruto shocked. What? Naruto couldn't even move because he was in shock. Orochimaru elbow smashed on Naruto's jaw and sent him flying. Then he flew towards Naruto and kicked in the back of Naruto to send him flying once again. Naruto stopped himself being knocking away for Orochimaru on the midair. He had no choice but to draw the kunai from his pouch, then threw it towards Orochimaru. The snake guy disappeared. Flashback ended. That's it. So you threw a kunai, and that was Hiraishin kunai, shocked Orochimaru. Naruto nodded. That's right. Also you asked me how did I learn, right? Well, I learned from my father. None other than Yondaime Hokage, Namikaze Minato himself, which made Orochimaru widened his eyes. Minato is your father. I don't believe you, said Orochimaru. Naruto chuckled. Oh, I don't care if you believe in me or not. It's all matter that I need to save the world. I won't let you mark on Sasuke. I will never let you do that. He began to power up the red aura around him once again. Kaio-ken times 3. His body began to increase the muscle inside his body. Orochimaru shocked. What? Naruto charged towards Orochimaru in extremely high speed and knocked Orochimaru flying away from him. Orochimaru was smashed through like 4 or 5 trees. When Orochimaru lifted his head, he noticed that Naruto still charged towards him. The blonde hair gave an uppercut punch to Orochimaru's jaw to send him flying higher above the forest. Orochimaru stopped himself, knocking himself away from Naruto on the midair. Damn it! Shouted Orochimaru. He noticed that Naruto charged towards him. He fired a blast towards Naruto. Suddenly, the blonde ninja disappeared. What? Shocked Orochimaru. Orochimaru looked around him. Naruto headbutted Orochimaru's forehead to knock him down the ground. Orochimaru landed on the forest floor and noticed that Naruto appeared in front of him. The blonde ninja knees smashed against Orochimaru's guts harder. The snake guy threw up the blood and fell to his knees. He kept throwing up the blood on the ground. Damn it. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Vegeta. Goku smiled at Vegeta and thought, now then, I wonder how long my body will hold out once I raise the Kaio-ken to 3x. Vegeta chuckled down at Goku, and mocked, what's the matter, Kakarot? Come get me. Either way, I have to do it. Ain't no way I can win like this, thought Goku. Vegeta laughed, have you lost everything up your sleeve? Looks like you picked the wrong opponent. You probably should have picked Orochimaru instead of me. I was the #1 most powerful man, even among the Saiyans. No matter how much training you've done, you're still just a left behind. Looks like your time of death has been extended by only a little bit. Yajirobe shocked. This is bad. That Saiyan bastard's overwhelmingly got it over him. I'd best be getting out of here now, while I can, huh? Yeah, I'd better get going. He chuckled nervously. It won't do no good for me to be here anyhow. He walked backward in silence to make sure Vegeta nor would Goku hear him. Goku sighed as he closed his eyes. His body began to increase the muscle around his body, which stunned Vegeta. Then he shouted, may my body withstand this. ×3 Kaio-ken. The red aura appeared around him. He strained himself trying to control himself so the Kaio-ken technique would not wreck his body at all. Came House Bulma shocked at her new scouter as the battle power continued to increase. What's going on? Wondered Roshi. Has something happened? Asked Oolong. I think it's probably Sun-kun or Naruto-kun, but this battle power reading is rising incredibly, shocked Bulma. 17,000, 19,000, 21,000. Suddenly her scouter blew up. It can't be. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Vegeta. Goku kept increasing his battle power over time. The ground shook as the wind pushed Vegeta. Suddenly, the pillars of rock where Vegeta stood on were destroyed. Vegeta fell down and shocked. What? Goku suddenly launched himself towards him with his fist balled and raised as Goku's pillars of rock were destroyed as well. He punched Vegeta away. Next, he flew up over the opponent and down behind to double kick him further up into the air. Yajirobe looked up at Vegeta and stunned. Awesome. Vegeta had to stop himself being knocking away from Goku. He looked down at Goku who was still charging him. Finally, Goku flew up into the air around him. Vegeta threw the ki blast at Goku. Goku disappeared and hook kicked him, knocking him many meters away into a mountain. Suddenly, Vegeta blew up the mountain to kick up too much dust. He growled, "Why, you?" Goku continued to charge towards Vegeta, but the Prince Saiyan tried to punch him. Goku dodged and went behind Vegeta and knocked Vegeta away from him. Vegeta bounced off from the ground and went back to Goku. He charged the ki up around his left fist as he tried to punch Goku. Goku dodged, and then punched Vegeta in the gut. Vegeta stumbled backward while holding his stomach in the pain. Vegeta's mouth began to drool almost as if he was going to throw up. Goku breathed trying to get some oxygen. Vegeta glared at Goku, and growled, "Why, you?" He jumped back and landed on the tall rock. Yajirobe hid one of the boulders and smiled, he can do this. He just might be able to beat him. Northwest Forest Naruto vs Orochimaru. Orochimaru was on his knees while holding his stomach. He glared at Naruto. "Damn you, brat. Damn you. Why, you?" Naruto sighed. "You refuse to tell me why. Looks like it won't do any good to fight you anymore. You're finished now." He puts his hand forward and charged a blue energy sphere. He didn't need to chant Kame School's trademark technique. Then he drew his hand back to his upper side and charged more blue sphere. Orochimaru widened his eyes, and thought, is he really going to finish me off? No, I am not going to die. Then he made a hand seal. Naruto shouted, "Rasengan ha! Kamehameha Rasengan." He brought his hand forward and fired an emanating blue energy wave at Orochimaru. Orochimaru finished making his hand seals and slammed on the ground, and shouted, "Kuchios, Sanju Rashomon." Summoning. Triple Rashomon. Suddenly, 3 large gates showed up in front of Orochimaru. The first gate red took the attack head on as it destroyed first. The blast went to second gate green. Naruto could tell that the second gate reduced the power of his Rasengan ha. Damn it, growled Naruto. He had to push the Rasengan ha through the second gate to destroy it. Now it was on way to third gate. Orochimaru laughed, "You fool. Now you're attacking the third gate. It's going to disperse the pressure. It's useless." Naruto could see that his blast was being shrunk. Damn it, I got no choice but to do that. Kaio-ken times 4. He powered up more red aura as the blast increased the size. Orochimaru shocked. What? Rasengan ha managed to destroy the third gate blue and hit Orochimaru head on to send him flying away from him. Boom. The explosion had reduced the entire to rubble nothing, but it now turned into the barren wasteland. Naruto suddenly fell to his knees as he felt hurt. He chuckled, "Now I'm hurt thanks to Kaio-ken 4x. Then he looked around him. That was no longer Foster, but it was now the barren wasteland. He sensed the ki further from him. He gritted his teeth, and thought, damn it. He's still alive. Kame house. Goku's or Naruto's fightin' power redden has risen, you say? What on earth is going on? Shocked Yumao while looking at the broken scouter. Chi-Chi looked at the old hags, and begged, Baba-san, please hurry up and show us how the fight is going. How is Gohan? How is Gohan? Uranai Baba worked hard to conjure up an image on her crystal ball. He sighed, it's no use. The ki over there is too strong, and I can't control the power. You don't suppose Goku or Naruto have unleashed some technique they've been saving, do you? Wondered Oolong. Bulma looked at the piece of broken scouter and sighed, sure. If that's the case, then. Yumao smiled, they just might win. Everyone was excited about how Goku or Naruto will win against their opponent. I, on the other hand, have a bad feeling about this, worried Roshi. Everyone looked at him. It's said that the flame of a candle burns intensely just before it goes off. It seems to me that Goku or Naruto are tremendously overexerting themselves. Chi-Chi frowned. Don't say anything so ill-fated. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Vegeta. Goku caught both of Vegeta's punch as he held both. Vegeta struggled to get out of Goku's hand. Vegeta screamed in the pain. Vegeta pushed his feet off of Goku to let of his hand. Before the prince could hit Goku with his double axe handle punch, Goku quickly headbutted Vegeta in the forehead. Goku elbow smashed against Vegeta's nose, then punched him down the ground. But Goku was not done with him. He knee strike to his back, then continued to beat up Vegeta. Finally, Goku went to knee smash against Vegeta's back to the ground harder. Vegeta screamed, "Ah!" Goku couldn't even move, so he fell backward from the cliff to the surface and landed on it. He stumbled backward and had a hard time to walk. He luckily managed not to fall. He kept his standing firm. Vegeta fell to his knees, but he felt his stomach very pain. He rolled over and screamed in the pain. "I am possible. How could Kakaro's battle power be higher than mine?" Then Vegeta got up on his feet and glared down at Goku. Goku panted and chuckled, "Damn. He's a tough one. If I don't finish this quickly." Suddenly, he felt his right shoulder so hurt. He had to hold his right shoulder, trying not to feel the pain. "Damn, my body can't." Yajirobe got confused while looking at Goku. "What are you doing, Goku? You should just put him away right here and now." Vegeta was starting to get pissed. How can I let this happen? I am super elite. There's no way I should be beaten by that lower class warrior. I am the greatest in the universe," growled Vegeta. Goku gritted his teeth while in thought, "My whole body is aching." Sure enough, it looks like performing a ×3 Kaio-ken was asking too much. "If I dally around, I'll be the one who goes down first." Vegeta rubbed his mouth with his hand, and then he took a look at his hand. It was blood. Blood. I had my noble blood shed over fighting a piece of trash like that. He was starting to get very angry. This will not stand. This absolutely will not stand. Goku got confused after hearing Vegeta's scream. "I don't need this planet anymore. I'm going to crush you, along with the rest of the earth." Suddenly, the purple aura flowed around him. Goku shocked. "You're going to what?" Vegeta quickly flew towards the sky as he gazed down at Goku and chuckled, "Go ahead and try to dodge this, if you can." He curled his fingers and placed both his hands together at chest level facing the same direction so that the palm of one hand was on the back of the other. "Even if you spare yourself, the earth will be blown to pieces." Goku shocked. Damn it, he thought this through. "I ain't got no choice but to risk it." He focused on gathering more Kaio-ken, ×3 Kaio-ken, as the red aura glowed around him. He cupped his hand, Kamehameha. Then he drew his cupped hand to his side, Ka-me, as the rocks floated up into the air. Vegeta continued to gather his ki around him as he began to electrify. Goku continued, "Ha!" Vegeta flashed the purple, and chuckled angrily, "There's absolutely no way you can stop my Gallic Ho Blast. Gallic Gun." Goku continued, "Me," as the red aura around him spiked up even bigger. The pillars of rock were crumbled. Vegeta shouted, "Let you and the earth together turn to space dust. Gallic Ho Blast." Then, once enough ki was gathered, he thrust both hands forward to fire powerful blast of energy towards Goku. Yajirobe closed his eyes and screamed, "Damn it, man. If I have to die like this, I should have eaten more meaty buns." Goku shouted, "Ha!" as he thrust his cupped hands forward and fired the powerful streaming beam towards Vegeta's Gallic Ho Blast. Age 762. November 3rd, Gizzard Wasteland, Earth. Goku vs Vegeta. Vegeta shouted, "Let you and the earth together turn to space dust. Gallic Ho Blast." Then, once enough ki was gathered, he thrust both hands forward to fire a powerful blast of energy towards Goku. Goku shouted, "Ha!" as he thrust his cupped hands forward and fired the powerful streaming beam towards Vegeta's Gallic Ho Blast. They collided both each other. Boom. The moment they collided each other, the winds pushed Yajirobe away from them as many pillars of rocks were destroyed more. Anyways, Goku and Vegeta's beam were struggled to push each other. Millions of rocks were floating into the air. While Vegeta worked on pushing his blast, he shocked, what? It's just like my Gallic Ho Blast." Goku pushed the blast a little towards Vegeta. Came House Uranai Baba was still working on her crystal ball, but she backed off. "Yow, that's hot," shocked Baba. "What is this?" The power of the ki either from Goku or Naruto and that other guy's is manifesting itself through the crystal ball, replied Roshi. Suddenly, the crystal ball was getting more electrification. It destroyed the lamps, television, and every technology or lamps around him. Gizzard Wasteland. Goku vs Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta were still in beam struggle. Vegeta finally managed to push the blast more towards Goku. Goku was in shock that Vegeta was able to overpower him. Goku had to push the blast more back towards Vegeta as the more rocks got lifted. Goku shouted, "Kaio-ken, ×4. Goku's Kamehameha wave increased the size of the blast and pushed Vegeta's Gallic Ho Blast back. Vegeta shocked, he's pushing back. Finally, Goku's blast pushed through Vegeta. The prince was hit point blank by the beam and rocketed into the sky, leaving Goku exhausted from the surge of energy. Yajirobe pushed the debris of large rock, and shocked to see that Goku was able to defeat Vegeta. My body. screamed Goku. Yajirobe gloated. He did it. He did it. Then he ran towards Goku and cheered, son. You did it, didn't ya? You bastard. Goku looked around at Yajirobe with the shocked look on his face. Yajirobe. What are you doing here? Yajirobe laughed. What, you hadn't noticed? For someone as good as you are, ya sure fought desperately, huh? Goku chuckled. I guess so. Yajirobe folded his arms and chuckled. Still, you done a good job of blowing that wicked guy away. You sure are one hell of a dude. A simple pat on the back turned out to be more than Goku can handle, and he screamed in pain, ah. Yajirobe confused. What? What's the matter? Goku chuckled. I used a technique that was too much for my body to take. Well, it wasn't nothing normal, alright, sighed Yajirobe. Goku glanced at Yajirobe and ordered, more importantly, Yajirobe, you'd better get out of here. How come? Asked Yajirobe. Then he shocked. Don't tell me. Goku chuckled. He's still alive. If that's all it would have taken for him to die, there wouldn't be any challenge. Then he gazed up at the sky. Yajirobe chuckled nervously. Still, there's no problem, right? You're stronger than him, ain't ya? Like I told you, I overdid it, and now my body is in shambles. I could be near my limit, reassured Goku. Yajirobe shocked. Oh, yeah. Well, then. Goku looked at Yajirobe who was few feet away from him. Yajirobe waved him goodbye. Hang in there, as he again retreated into hiding. With Vegeta. Vegeta freed himself from the crest of the Kamehameha. He was really pissed off that such as lower-class warrior like Goku could overpower an elite-class warrior like Vegeta. He shouted, damn it. Why is Kakaro's battle power higher than mine? Damn it to hell. I am a Saiyan. I am the strongest in the entire universe. He panted trying to get some oxygen inside him. Suddenly, he smirked. At this point, as much as I dislike how ugly it is, I'm using my last resort. He clenched his left fist, and chuckled, I'll transform into a great ape, and crush him. The strength of my great ape form is nothing to sneeze at. He looked around him, and growled, damn it all, we chose the day of the full moon to come here, so we could wipe out the people on this planet quickly. To think that I would have to transform just to defeat Kakarot, it's infuriating. He looked for the moon, but there's no moon. That's strange. The moon should be out by now, as he flew away to find the moon. Other world. Kaio's planet. Kaio saw everything that Goku battled Vegeta while Naruto battled Orochimaru. He chuckled, Saiyan, no matter how hard you look, it won't do any good. The moon is gone. The one named Piccolo feared this might happen, and eliminated it long ago. Minato, who placed his hand on Kaio's back so he can see what happened on the earth along with Kushina, chuckled, at least, we won't have to worry about him turning into the great ape. Looks like Naruto, at least, surpassed Orochimaru. I am proud of him. He's our son, after all. Kushina nodded. Yeah, Goku-san and Naruto might be able to save the world. For Naruto, I think he can beat Orochimaru now. Kaio shook his head. No, I don't think Naruto will be able to defeat Orochimaru. Minato and Kushina looked at him confusing. Naruto just used Kaio-ken times 4 up, therefore he lost his ki repeatedly while Orochimaru still maintained his ki. Same goes for Son Goku, they can't have very much energy left. Even if the Saiyan doesn't turn into a great ape, it doesn't change the fact that he's still in a pinch. Then again, Goku's become weaker, too. The Genki Dama. If you can just hit him with a Genki Dama, the way he is now, you can beat him for sure. Minato sighed. I guess so. You're right. Please find a way to defeat Orochimaru, Naruto. Kushina prayed. Please don't let Orochimaru get to him. Destroyed Northwest Forest. Earth Naruto vs Orochimaru. Orochimaru had to free himself from Naruto's Rasengan Ha on the ground. He glared at Naruto and growled, damn you. Damn you, brat. To think that dumbass could beat prodigy ninja like me. No way you can beat me, you damn brat. Naruto chuckled and thought, he is really pissed off. Alright, I probably got him. Orochimaru noticed that Naruto laughing at him. Suddenly, he chuckled, fool. You really think you can beat me? You really think you already surpassed me, haven't you? What? Confused Naruto. What do you mean? Orochimaru chuckled. That's why I said you're fool. Then he wiped his blood off of his mouth, then he made a hand seal. Naruto widened his eyes. No, he couldn't have. Damn it, I need to do it quickly. Then he wiped his blood off of his mouth and made a quick hand seal. Orochimaru shouted, Kuchio's no jutsu. Summoning jutsu, as he slammed on the ground. Naruto shouted, Kuchio's no jutsu, as he slammed on the ground as well. Suddenly, the largest snake showed up while Orochimaru was on the top of the snake. However, unfortunately for Naruto, he summoned Tadpole. He shocked fearfully, what? It can't be. I used up all of my chakra. Then he looked up at Orochimaru, who stood on the largest snake's head. The largest snake glared up at Orochimaru and growled, "Why have you summoned me, mortal?" Orochimaru sighed. "I need your help, Manda. I need you to kill this brat." Manda growled, "Next time, I will only help you if you give me 100 human sacrifice." Orochimaru growled, "Fine, but I want you to torture him because I wanted to see him to die very slow and nice." Manda looked down at Naruto, whose body was very hurt badly. Suddenly, Manda thrust his head towards Naruto. The blonde ninja shocked and jumped to dodge the Manda's attack. But the largest snake was not done with him. He whipped his whip to knock Naruto down the ground. Orochimaru laughed. "Yes, suffer the pain. Suffer the pain, Naruto-kun." Manda whipped the tail on Naruto. "Ah!" screamed Naruto. Manda whipped the tails on Naruto to make him even suffer more. He whipped the tails like 10 times or 12 times on Naruto. The blonde ninja had a lot of bruise on each of his body as the blood leaked out of his body. Orochimaru laughed harder. "I hope you learned your value lesson. Suffer the pain more. Suffer it. Agony in writhe. Damn it. I can't die here. I'm gonna save the world. Looks like I'm going to risk it even more. Please let my body handles it," thought Naruto. Manda whipped his tail once more again on Naruto. "Kaio-ken times 5, shouted Naruto. Suddenly, Naruto caught Manda's tail before the tail could hit him again. Orochimaru shocked. "What?" Naruto spun Manda like at least 5 times, then hurled the snake away from him. But he was not done with the snake, and he charged towards the snake. He hammered the snake with his fist harder, which created the shockwave around them. Then he kicked the snake to send him flying towards the sky. Naruto jumped above the snake and clasped his hand. Orochimaru looked up at Naruto and shocked. How did he have that kind of power? Unbelievable. Naruto struck Orochimaru and Manda down the ground with his double axe handle punches. Then Naruto landed on the ground and panted heavily. He chuckled. "This should do it." Orochimaru fell down the ground from the largest snake. He struggled to get up and shocked. How is this possible?" Manda glared at Orochimaru and growled, "Damn you, Orochimaru. Be sure to prepare your punishment during our next encounter. Be prepared, Orochimaru," as the snake disappeared in puff of smoke. Naruto fell to his knees and screamed, "Ah! Damn it. My body is really aching badly. I shouldn't overdoing it. Kaio-sama's right." As he clenched his body, because he felt his body really hurt due to Kaio-ken 5x. Gizzard Wasteland Goku looked up at the sky, and confused, "That's strange. He's just going around in circles up there. Why ain't he coming at me?" With Vegeta searched for the moon and growled, "It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Damn it, the moon isn't anywhere. What's going on?" "So that's it. Damn it. It must be Naruto. He probably destroyed the moon when I started to fight with Kakarot." He was starting to get pissed off. He continued, "Kakarot must have told Naruto about it. He is one thoroughly aggravating bastard. Now it's unavoidable. My battle power might drop somewhat, but there doesn't seem to be any other way." Then he chuckled. I can't wait to see the look of stunned panic on his face. Then he laughed as he flew back to the Gizzard Wasteland. With Goku sensed Vegeta's ki and growled, "He's finally coming back down." He noticed that Vegeta landed on one of pillars of rock. "The only way I can beat him is with the Genki Dama. Am I going to be able to mentally focus myself for that?" Vegeta chuckled. "Kakarot, you might have thought you could outwit me by telling Naruto to get rid of the moon, but it won't work." Goku confused. "The moon? What are you talking about?" Vegeta chuckled. "As if you didn't know. Are you aware of why we can transform during a full moon?" Transform. The light from the moon is what gets reflected from the sun. Sunlight contains Brute's waves only when it is reflected back by the moon. During a full moon, those Brute's waves reach a level of over 17 million Xeno. Goku confused. What is he talking about? Vegeta continued. When over 17 million Xenos worth of Brute's waves are absorbed by our eyes, it triggers a reaction in our tails, and our transformation begins. A limited number of Saiyans are able to create an artificial full moon that emits over 17 million Xeno. Things are not going to go as you expected. Even if you have eliminated the moon, by mixing this planet's oxygen with my power ball. Suddenly, the white energy sphere hovered above his palm hand. Vegeta chuckled. Sorry to keep you waiting, Kakarot. The time of your death has finally come. A lower class warrior like you should not have challenged a super elite to battle. Goku shocked. The moment that strange light started glowing, his ki dropped. What the hell is he planning to go this far to do? Then, Vegeta threw the ball towards the sky. Goku looked up in shocked. What? Vegeta shouted, burst open and blend together, as he clenched his fist. The ball had been expanded the moment Vegeta clenched his fist. Suddenly, the ball flashed to force Goku to shield his eyes. Goku looked up at the huge ball while Vegeta laughed endlessly. Goku shocked. What is that? What have you done? Kaio's planet. Kaio shocked. It can't be. He's created a moon. It is not good. Hang in there, Goku-san, worried Minato. What about Naruto? He need to hurry up to defeat Orochimaru then help Goku-san, said Kushina. Gizzard Wasteland. Goku vs Vegeta. Vegeta laughed while staring at the power ball. You're going to regret losing your tail, Kakarot, which caused Goku to shock. Vegeta's heart began to thump, and his teeth also become the fang, as well as his eyes were blank white. He began to grow the size of his body. With Sasuke, Sakura, Kuririn, and Gohan. Kuririn, Sasuke, Sakura, and Gohan flew on way to Kame house. However, Kuririn sensed something. What's that? Sasuke sighed. Never mind the key, we are almost there to Kame house anyways. Sakura nodded. He's right. I'm sure that Goku-san and Naruto-kun will win. Kuririn sighed. You're right. Gizzard Wasteland. Goku vs Vegeta. Vegeta grew bigger and bigger as the fur grew into his body. His eyes became red. His feet got bigger so the pillars of rock were destroyed by his foot. He grew even larger and larger. Goku was in shock to see the Great Ape transformation. With Sasuke, Sakura, Kuririn, and Gohan while on their way back to the Kame house, Kuririn said, just a little farther till we're at Kame house, hang in there, guys. Gohan nodded, right. When Kuririn smiled at Gohan, he spotted the power ball in the distance. He stopped flying and stared at it. He pointed over yonder and shocked, hey, over there. Sasuke widened his eyes, and shocked, that's the direction we just came from. What could it be? It's awfully bright. A star, wondered Sakura. Kuririn shook his head. No, it doesn't appear to be a star. Suddenly, everyone were in shock and they felt something was going to happen terribly. Destroyed Northwest Forest. Naruto vs Orochimaru. Orochimaru got on his knees, and growled, damn it to hell. To think I would have taken a lot of damage inflicted by the likes of you, Naruto-kun. Naruto walked towards Orochimaru slowly. I need to finish him, quickly. I need to finish him, right now, as he stepped near Orochimaru. He stared down at Orochimaru who stared back to him fearfully. Orochimaru. Naruto chuckled. I'm glad that I have a good fight with you, but sorry, I have to finish you off. He raised his right hand, and growled, you, finished now, as he thrust his hand at Orochimaru. Orochimaru closed his eyes expecting Naruto to end his life right now. But when he opened his eyes, he noticed that Naruto stopped thrusting his hand with the inch near his face. He looked up at Naruto, and confused, why, he widened his eyes and saw the power ball hovered above the sky. Naruto shocked, what is that ball hovering above the sky? I sensed someone increasing the key intensely. What's going on? Orochimaru laughed weakly, fool. It's over. It's the end of the world. Naruto looked down at him and confused, what do you mean? The end of the world. Orochimaru chuckled, why you don't get it? It's Vegeta. It's power ball. He is now transforming into the Great Ape. Do you know what that means? Naruto didn't say anything. He chuckled, he is going to finish Kakarot, then destroy this, Earth. In other words, it's over. Naruto looked up at the ball again, no way. I'm pretty sure Goku-sensei will be able to beat him for sure. Orochimaru finally got up, and chuckled, let's see. Anyways, you shouldn't be distracted from the battle between us. That's the ninja rule. Then he suddenly punched Naruto in the gut. Naruto threw the blood from his mouth. Orochimaru clasped his hand and smashed him down the ground. I thought you're full-fledged ninja, but I guess I'm wrong. He grabbed Naruto's blonde hair, and laughed at him, you're dead last after all. He used his free hand to punch Naruto 4 times. Naruto's wound had been opened as the more blood leaked out of his forehead. He opened one of his eyes, and growled, gee, get off of me. Orochimaru chuckled, I refused. I am going to see your death till the end. Your fate already has decided anyways. He pounded the fist more on Naruto's face. Gizzard Wasteland. Goku vs Great Ape. Vegeta. Goku looked up at the Great Ape and shocked, this can't be. This is impossible. Vegeta had completed his Great Ape transformation, however he was not same to Gohan's Great Ape transformation. Vegeta still had his battle armor on when he became Great Ape. With Sasuke, Sakura, Kuririn, and Gohan everyone stared at the power ball hovering above the sky. What is that? There's a tremendous ki rising up, said Kuririn. Father's ki hasn't risen again, right? Worried Gohan. And no. This nasty feeling is coming from the other one's ki, said Sasuke. Kuririn sighed, and that's an incredible amount of ki. What's going on? Still, I wonder what happened to Naruto. I can feel his ki reducing right now, worried Sakura. Father, said Gohan softly. Then his face became serious, and slowly flew away from them. Kuririn shocked. Gohan. The half Saiyan stopped and frowned. I'm going back, declared Gohan. Everyone were in shock. He repeated, I'm going back. Kuririn confused. Going back? You mean to where Goku is? I can tell. Father is in trouble. He's going to die if this keeps up, said Gohan. Kuririn chuckled nervously. What are you talking about, Gohan? There's no way Goku your father is going to die, is there? Besides, even if we go back there, we can't do anything against a guy with a ki that incredible. Yeah, I know, replied Gohan. He clenched his fist, and continued, even so, I absolutely have to go back there. Suddenly, he flew away. Kuririn shocked. Hey, Sasuke chuckled. Sure enough. This brat has a lot of courage. At least, he is not coward like you, Kuririn. But, stammered Kuririn. Sakura nodded and smiled. Yeah, then she looked at Sasuke. You guys go to help Goku-san. I'm going to help Naruto-kun. Sasuke shocked. No, you're not going alone. I'm going to help Naruto, too. Sakura shook her head, and smiled. No, Goku is in great danger more than Naruto is right now. I can handle Orochimaru at least. Besides, Goku really need your help. Please, Sasuke. Sasuke growled. Fine. Brace yourself. I'm going to help them. Don't die, Sakura. He looked at Kuririn. Let's go. Kuririn nodded. Right. They flew to catch up with Gohan. Sakura flew to the direction where Naruto and Orochimaru were at. Naruto-kun. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Great Ape Vegeta. The Great Ape punched Goku, but he jumped to dodge as the pillars of rock were destroyed. Vegeta jumped to attempt to hit Goku, but he dodged again. Goku landed on the ground and looked up at Great Ape. Once again, he jumped away to dodge Great Ape's foot smash on him. Goku hopped on the each pillars of rock away from Vegeta. Vegeta followed him and chuckled. How about it, Kakarot? He discovered Goku hiding behind the pillars rock. You're finished now. He pushed the pillars of rock as Goku flew away from him. Goku hopped away from Vegeta on the pillars of rock. He glanced over his shoulder at Great Ape, and shocked, what's going on? He dodged all of Vegeta's thrust attack. He ran away on the ground from Vegeta while the Great Ape chased him. He escaped Vegeta's foot stomp as well. He hopped on the each ground, then he landed on the debris of rock and looked up at Great Ape. He jumped over the Great Ape to dodge another foot stomp. Goku took a look at Vegeta, and shocked, a Great Ape. A Great Ape monster. Then he landed on the ground below Vegeta. The Great Ape looked around at Goku. Vegeta chuckled. Let me give you some good news. A Saiyan who has become a Great Ape has 10 times more battle power, as he punched down at Goku. Goku escaped his punch and flew away from him. He glanced over his shoulder at Vegeta. He widened his eyes, and remembered something. Flashback began when Goku was a kid with the monkey tail looked up at old man named Gohan. Gohan must be Goku's adopted grandpa. He wore blue gi and sandals. Goku, there's a Great Ape monster that comes out during the full moon. You must not go outside. As long as you stay asleep, you'll be safe, said Gohan. There's another flashback about Kami looking down at Goku's tail and smiled. I'll make it so that tail of yours never grows back. It's something of a nuisance. Flashback ended. So that's it. I finally get it, thought Goku as he landed on the pillars of rock. How awful. The monster that crushed Grandpa to death. Then he looked up at Vegeta who walked towards him, and chuckled sadly. And the monster that showed up at the tournament grounds, and busted everything up. Then he became frowned. That was me. He ran and jumped on other rock and looked up at Vegeta who stared back at him. Goku gritted his teeth, and thought, I'm sorry, Grandpa. This guy is incredible. I'll probably have to use up all of my ki, or I won't be able to beat him. Once I die, and go back over to the next world, I'll go apologize to you. Then he went to dodge every of Vegeta's attack. Yajirobe hid behind the rock and took a look at Great Ape and Goku. He widened his eyes and shocked to see that Vegeta attempted to attack on Goku. What is that monster? It's outrageously huge. That monster's clothes are the same as the Saiyans. Is he that Saiyan? Shocked Yajirobe. Goku scrambled back down the ground from the tallest rock. He growled, I'll show you, Vegeta, as he clenched his fist. I'm going to feed you your fill of me and the Earth's Genki Dama. Other world, Kaio's planet. Kaio made a bubble hovering in front of him, and saw that Goku lifted his hands. He sighed, you're at last going to use the Genki Dama, are you? Still, with your body as ragged as it is, this is going to put too much of a burden on it. Kushina growled, how long are you going to watch Goku's fight? I want to know what happens to Naruto. Kaio shook his head, and sighed, no, sorry, I have to deny that. Goku's battle is more important than Naruto's battle. You see, he is in danger even worse than Naruto right now. Minato nodded and smiled. Yeah, Kaio-sama's right. Right now, the Earth left up to Goku to save the world. Besides, Naruto is fine. He will be fine. I'm sure of it. Gizzard Wasteland, Earth Goku vs Great Ape Vegeta. The Great Ape Vegeta was behind Goku, and pulled his large fist. Goku noticed so he had to jump to get out of Great Ape. Then Vegeta kicked Goku and knocked him through the Rocky. Goku fell on the ground and groaned in pain. He looked up at the Great Ape. Suddenly, the Great Ape jumped and about to finish Goku off. Goku shouted, Kaio-ken, as he was surrounded by the red ore, then jumped higher to dodge Vegeta. Unfortunately, Vegeta's tail whipped on Goku to knock him to the ground. Goku had to stop himself from knocking away from Vegeta on the midair. The red aura disappeared. He groaned as he rubbed his eyes trying to wipe the sweat off of his eyes. Vegeta chuckled. What's the matter? Goku looked at him. Vegeta jumped over him and continued, can't you even get away? Then descended to Goku as he lifted his foot, die. Vegeta kicked Goku to the ground. Came House Baba managed to get the battle on her crystal ball. It showed the rocky land. Bulma, who nursed Puar, looked at her and wondered, what is it? Everyone were gathered next to Baba and looked at the crystal ball. Is anything appearing? Asked Bulma. Baba nodded. I'm starting to see some light. Goku's ki has subsided. Goku saw has won, right? Asked Chi-Chi angrily. Baba showed Goku, who collapsed on the ground. Bulma shocked. Sun-kun. Chi-Chi pushed Baba and looked at crystal ball. Goku saw. Worried Chi-Chi. Is he dead? Wondered Bulma. Baba looked at her, and shook her head. No, he is not dead. What the hell has happened? Wondered Roshi. Suddenly, he shocked because the crystal ball showed Great Ape. Impossible. Vegeta walked towards Goku. You mean the Saiyan has transformed, even without the moon, as Vegeta was about to reach his hand on Goku. Bulma shocked. It's hopeless now. There's no way he can stand up to that monster. Chi-Chi suddenly grabbed Baba's shirt and yelled at her, what about Gohan-chan? What's Gohan-chan doing? Where's Gohan-chan? Baba chanted upon her crystal ball. There's someone else there, said Baba. Suddenly, it showed Yajirobe covered behind the rock watching Great Ape beat Goku up. It's Yajirobe. What is he doing? Come on, Yajirobe. Why aren't you helping Sun-kun? Growled Bulma. Then she looked at Baba. Show me Naruto-kun. Baba chanted another words on her crystal ball again. The crystal ball showed that Orochimaru kept pounding on Naruto's face. Orochimaru was laughing at Naruto as he continued to beat Naruto up. Oh, no, it's horrible, shocked Roshi. Bulma growled, what's wrong with Sun-kun and Naruto-kun? They are getting beat up. He angrily kicked the ball. Baba panicked, hey, and ran towards the ball. Chi-Chi worried, gee Gohan-chan, as she almost fainted again. Yumao stopped her and cried, Chi-Chi. Destroyed Northwest Forest. Naruto vs Orochimaru. Orochimaru continued to punch on Naruto's face while his other hand held Naruto's blonde hair. He laughed. What's the matter, Naruto-kun? Have you given up, haven't you? Naruto was silent and didn't say anything. Looks like beating you up won't do any good. With the final punch to Naruto, he threw him on the ground. Naruto lifted his head up and groaned, damn it. Now, my body can't move. Then his head went back to the ground as he stared up at the sky and chuckled, looks like it's over for me. I'm utterly no match for Orochimaru. Orochimaru walked towards Naruto and chuckled, do you want to say your last word before you die? As he stepped near Naruto and looked down at him, No last word. Well, alright, if that's what you want to die so bad, I will gladly to end your life for you. Orochimaru opened his mouth and extended a snake, which then opened its mouth and produced the sword. He grabbed the sword. He chuckled, say hello to Kusanagi no Tsurugi. Then he growled, die, as he went to thrust his sword towards Naruto's chest. Suddenly, before he could stab his sword into Naruto's chest, he got kicked in the head and got knocked away from Naruto. The blonde ninja widened his eyes, and looked up at the pink-haired girl, Sakura-chan. Sakura glared at Orochimaru, and growled, leave Naruto-kun alone. Age 762. November 3rd. Destroyed Northwest Forest. Sakura vs Orochimaru. Naruto widened his eyes, and shocked to see Sakura in front of him. What are you doing here, Sakura-chan? Sakura glanced over her shoulder at Naruto and smiled, I'm here to save you, Naruto-kun. Then she glared back at Orochimaru, who finally got up on his knees, I'm going to help you to defeat Orochimaru. And no way, Sakura-chan. Get out of here. He's not that kind of guy that you can fight, warned Naruto. Sakura chuckled without leaving her eyes on Orochimaru. It's okay, with his ki right now, I should, at least, be able to put a good damage on him. Naruto leisurely got up on his feet, and sighed, fine. At least, buy him some time until I recovered a little. Sakura widened her eyes and confused while looking at Orochimaru. What do you mean? Did you say that you can heal yourself? Yeah, I can. I'm one of Uzumaki clan after all. Uzumaki can heal itself pretty fast. It should take about 1 minute, then I will beat him with my new technique, replied Naruto. Sakura chuckled. I'm looking forward to see your new technique, Naruto-kun. Then she shouted, Orochimaru. I'm going to beat you up for what you did to Naruto-kun. I'm going to avenge my friends. Orochimaru laughed. I see. So you come here to be killed by my hand, aren't you? Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping that Sasuke would come here instead. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I will always get him once I'm done with you guys. Sakura growled. Don't you dare talking about Sasuke in front of us. Suddenly, she charged towards Orochimaru and punched to his face. He blocked the punch with his forearm. Then he attempted to punch to her, but she blocked with her forearm as well. Then, they exchanged their blow each other as they ascended to the sky. Naruto watched the fighting between Sakura and Orochimaru. Sakura-chan, said Naruto softly. Sakura and Orochimaru continued to exchange their blows. They punched, kicked, elbow smashed, and even knees smashed to each other. Finally, Orochimaru and Sakura clobbered to each other's cheeks. They stopped themselves knocking away from each other. Orochimaru growled, how could you be equal to my battle power? You were supposed to be weakling, Sakura. Sakura chuckled, it's because you used up most of your powers against Naruto-kun, and hence I am able to give a good fight against you. Naruto looked up at them and chuckled, looks like Sakura-chan really land a blow on Orochimaru. Go, Sakura-chan. With Sasuke, Kuririn, and Gohan Sasuke, Gohan and Kuririn were on way to the Gizzard Wasteland to aid Goku against Vegeta. Father, cried Gohan. Kuririn smiled and thought, Goku, he's your son, all right. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Great Ape Vegeta. Goku was sending against the nearby rock and fell on the ground. He got up on his feet and looked up at Great Ape Vegeta who was hovering above him. What's the matter, Kakarot? Can't you manage anything? Mocked Vegeta. Goku gritted his teeth while closing one of his eyes, and mumbled, he's so fast for as big as he is. Then he looked at his left fist. I don't have enough time to mentally focus so I can create a Genki Dama. And even if I went to a 5x Kaio-ken, it wouldn't be any use against him. Vegeta looked down at Goku and chuckled, HMPH. If you're not going to come at me, then I'm coming after you. Suddenly, he flew down towards Goku. Goku shouted, I just need 10 seconds. I need some time to concentrate. He watched Vegeta rocketing towards him. But when he spotted the power ball behind Vegeta, he got an idea, that's it. Then he jumped towards Vegeta, and chuckled, Tenshinhan, I'm going to borrow your technique. Goku placed their hands close to the center of their face with the fingers spread toward his eyes. He closed his own eyes and shouted, Kaio-ken. Solar flare. Suddenly, the white light to fire out and blinded Vegeta. He used the Kaio-ken and flew off to a safe distance. Now, while HS eyes are blinded by the glare, Vegeta put his hands on his eyes and screamed, my eyes. My eyes. Goku landed on the pillar of rock, and panted, all right. At this distance, he widened his legs, and smiled, the land, as he lifted his right hand towards the sky, the seas, then he lifted his left hand, and finally, he looked up at the sky, all living things. He then got lost in thought, each of you, share with me just a little bit of your Genki energy. I beg you, as he closed his eyes to concentrate on drawing a massive amount of energy. It absorbed the energy from the flower, forest, and water. Vegeta felt his eyes very pain because of Goku's technique. He growled, damn it, that was an insolent stunt. Goku could feel that the energies were absorbed into him. He opened his eyes and thought, just a little longer. Just a little more, and I can form a Genki Dama. Yajirbo hid behind one of pillar of rock and looked at Goku. What's he doin'? Wondered the fat swordsman. He absorbed every energy from the land, water, and living things. He glanced at Vegeta, and thought, he's starting to get his sight back. Still, at this distance, I'll be able to launch the Genki Dama, Spirit Bomb, before he can attack. Vegeta finally started to get his sight back, and growled, damn it, as he looked around him, where are you? Where are you? Where did you go? It's useless to run away from me. I can sense your presence. Suddenly, the white aura glowed around Goku's body. Vegeta growled, damn it, I've gathered the Genki energy together, thought Goku. Vegeta finally got his sight back on, and growled, why, you, then he spotted Goku who stood on the rock and lifted his hand. Goku widened his eyes and shocked, he found me. Please, let there be enough time. Suddenly, he widened his eyes even more, and smiled, it's done. I've collected the Genki energy from all Earthlings. He noticed that Vegeta rocketed himself towards him. He clenched his right fist and chuckled, all right. However, before he could fire, Vegeta shouted, take this, as he opened his mouth, and fired a pink energy wave toward Goku. It caught Goku by surprise. Goku subsequently took the full force of the attack. Goku knocked away from Vegeta and lost all of his Genki energy. Boom. With Sasuke, Gohan and Kuririn were on way to aid Goku, however they saw the explosion occurred very far from them. Kuririn shocked. What was that? What happened? Sasuke growled, it's the explosion. What's going on? Gohan narrowed his eyes at the explosion. Destroyed Northwest Forest. Sakura versus Orochimaru. Sakura and Orochimaru connected their fist and knee each other, then backed off from each other. Sakura breathed harder trying to get some of oxygen inside her, however she spotted the explosion. What happened over there? Wondered Sakura. Orochimaru stared at the explosion and growled, damn it. I need to get out of this planet before Vegeta decided to destroy the Earth. Then he stared at Sakura. First, I need to kill her. Then, and he stared down at Naruto, I kill him. Finally, I have to leave the Earth quickly. He looked back at Sakura who's still staring at the explosion, and chuckled, perfect. Now she let her guard down. Suddenly, Sakura heard Naruto yelled, watch out. Before she could look at Orochimaru, the snake guy already punched her in the face to knock her away from him. He charged towards her, then knees smashed to her stomach. She screamed, ah. Orochimaru clasped his hands and knocked her down the ground. She landed on the ground and looked up at him. He raised his hands, and chuckled, die. Then fired the barrage of ki blast towards her. She widened her eyes, yikes, as she ran away from the barrage of ki blast. With the final blast, Sakura got smashed into the nearby small boulder from the explosion. Orochimaru slowly descended and landed on the ground. He chuckled down at Sakura, pathetic little girl. Do you really think you can take on me? Anyways, I'm going to send you to next world right now, as he gathered the ki around his right hand, then lunged towards Sakura. Orochimaru! Shouted Naruto. Orochimaru suddenly stopped lunging at Sakura, and he looked at Naruto. He widened his eyes because the blue energy sphere hovering above Naruto's palm hand. What the hell? Is that Rasengan? Did he really master the Rasengan? Shocked Orochimaru. Naruto chuckled, Rasengan. On the ground, Sakura looked at Naruto and chuckled, finally, about time, Naruto-kun. Naruto suddenly charged towards Orochimaru and slammed it on his chest. Ah, damn you, Naruto-kun. Screamed Orochimaru. Naruto knocked him very further away from him. He could hear that Orochimaru still screamed, ah, until the echo faded away. Naruto panted and chuckled, I finally did it, as he fell to his knees. He was smiling after defeating Orochimaru. Sakura was so happy to see Orochimaru finally defeated by Naruto. She got up on her feet and ran towards Naruto. Naruto-kun, smiled Sakura. Naruto looked up at her and smiled, Sakura-chan, you finally killed him, huh? Wondered Sakura. Naruto shook his head, and smiled, no, I don't think so. He could tell that Sakura was confused. He's still alive, however I knocked him out. He will probably wake in about next 3 days. I doubt he would come back to me right away. He probably will train in order to kill me later. Then he slowly got up on his feet and asked, can you carry me to the battlefield where Goku and Vegeta are right now? No way. You're hurt badly. No way you can fight Vegeta with this injured body of yours, shocked Sakura. Naruto chuckled, yeah, I know. But please just do me a favor. Take me to there. I need to help Goku. He's in danger. I can tell that, Sakura-chan. Sakura sighed, there's no way I can convince you to not go, then. Naruto shook his head. Alright, if you want to, I will take you there. She put Naruto's arm around her shoulder, and merely placed her hand on his shoulder. He screamed in pain, ah. Sakura widened her eyes, and worried, what's wrong? Are you okay, Naruto-kun? Naruto nodded and chuckled, why yeah, I'm okay. I just used Kaio-ken a lot just to defeat Orochimaru. He is too stronger, ya know. You idiot. Don't use Kaio-ken too much, scowled Sakura as she flew together with Naruto on way to the Gizzard Wasteland. Gizzard Wasteland. Goku vs. Great Ape Vegeta. After the explosion, Vegeta was hovering on the midair and smirked, but he was shocked because Goku was still alive. Goku was lying on the ground and struggled to get on his butt. He looked up at Vegeta and mumbled, I never expected him to attack like that, that was an awful miscalculation. He chuckled weakly, what a development, the Genki Dama I worked so hard to make has vanished. The great ape Vegeta landed on the ground in front of Goku and chuckled, HMPH, you're a tough bastard. But you appear to be near your limit. I can tell. Goku got on his feet while holding his left arms, and chuckled, he's got me. There ain't no way even I can win now. I used up most of my ki on that Genkidama. Vegeta took a several step towards him. Vegeta lifted his left foot above Goku, and chuckled, now what are you going to do? Then he stomped on Goku, but he missed it. Goku jumped away to dodge the foot stomp. Goku landed on the ground, and then jumped again, but Vegeta backhand punched him to knock him away from him towards the nearby rock. Goku fell backward to the ground. Suddenly, the great ape Vegeta pinned him and crushed both of his legs by stomping on them. Goku screamed in pain, ah! With Sasuke, Kuririn, and Gohan they flew on way to aid Goku against Vegeta. Kuririn sensed someone's ki. Goku's ki is shrinking fast. Gohan growled, F father. Sasuke sensed other two ki that were on way to Goku. He chuckled, looks like Sakura helped Naruto to finish Orochimaru off. Even although he didn't know that Orochimaru was still alive anyways. Hurry, we're almost there, said Kuririn. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Great Ape Vegeta. Vegeta could hear Goku screaming to the heaven even although he already removed the foot from Goku. He was laughing at Goku that he already broke his legs. Whoops, sorry, looks like I carelessly stepped on you and crushed your leg, mocked Vegeta. He pointed his index finger up, and chuckled, well, this time, I'll carelessly crush your heart. This is the end for you, Kakarot. Even if you were to come back to life again, this planet won't be here when you do. Goku panted and chuckled weakly. Damn, I'm utterly defeated. I never imagined there'd be this much difference in our power. I'm glad there was someone so strong, but if I die, his eyes were starting to get worse and blurred, it'd be so frustrating, even, Naruto is no match for him as well. Vegeta narrowed his eyes and shouted, die. He thrust his index finger at Goku. However, Goku managed to retaliate by firing the last of his energy directly into Vegeta's right eye, damaging it severely. Vegeta screamed in pain, ah. Goku still lifted his right hand and chuckled, that's what you call the weasel's last fart, then he let his right hand down. Now, I ain't even got enough strength left to blow my nose, do as you like. Furious at the loss of half his vision, Vegeta growled, you. Kakarot, how dare you scar my face. Then he grabbed Goku in his hand, I'm going to squeeze you to death. He began to squeeze him to death. Goku screamed in pain, ah. With Sasuke, Kuririn, and Gohan they went past a lot of rocky land. Kuririn worried, don't you die, Goku. Father, worried Gohan. Sasuke growled, I can feel Goku's ki shrinking even worse. We need to save him quickly. Gizzard Wasteland Goku vs Great Ape Vegeta. Yajirobe watched as Vegeta slowly crushed Goku in his hand. Yajirobe shocked nervously, that guy's intense. It's no use. This is all over. He still heard Goku screaming loudly. It's not like I'm desertin' ya, though. He nervously walked backward and chuckled nervously, there's just nothing I can do. Don't go holdin' it against me, K. Vegeta continued to crush Goku in his hand and laughed, suffer good and long, and then die. Goku screamed in pain as every single of his bone were broken, to force Yajirobe to cover his ears. With Sasuke, Kuririn, and Gohan, it's close. We're almost there, said Sasuke. They went past the rocky. Kuririn looked up at the power ball and sighed, even though it's the evening, because of that strange light, it's as bright as this. What the hell is that thing? Gohan spotted the great ape very further away from them, and shocked, Kuririn-san, Sasuke-san, over there. Kuririn spotted the great ape and remembered that monster long time ago. He stopped flying and stared at Sasuke and Gohan panicked, get down, Gohan, Sasuke. Get down, and hide. Sasuke shocked, what the hell is that? Gohan and he lost their senses and continued to stare at the great ape. Kuririn growled, hurry up, you stupid twits, as he descended to the land. Yajirobe looked up at them in shocked, it's those guys. Kuririn, Gohan and Sasuke went to land on the ground. Kuririn shocked, it can't be, he's turned into a great ape. Vegeta still crushed Goku in his hand and mocked, feels like most of your bones just broke, huh? Does it hurt? Kuririn, Sasuke, and Gohan landed on the ground. Goku is getting done in. This is bad. This way. They stumbled upon the hiding spot. Gohan nodded, right. Suddenly, Yajirobe revealed himself to startle them. Hey, Kuririn growled, Yajirobe. Yajirobe pointed at the great ape Vegeta and explained, hey, who do ya think that monster is? It's the Saiyan, I tell ya, the Saiyan. Kuririn nodded, I know. There's no way you can stand up to that monster, you know. Give it up, said Yajirobe. Sasuke growled. That's it, as he grabbed Yajirobe's clothes and yelled, shut up. If you are so scared of him, then what the hell are you doing here, coward, and he pushed Yajirobe. He spat out of his mouth and growled, cowards like you shouldn't be here at all. It's a nuisance. Yajirobe jumped on his feet and yelled at Sasuke, who do you call a coward? I'm no coward, you know. Kuririn waved them off and sighed, calm down guys. But if we cut off his tail, he'll return to normal. Yajirobe, Gohan, and Sasuke looked at Kuririn and confused, his tail. Kuririn sighed, listen up. Gohan, and Yajirobe, you guys circle around in front of him, and get his attention. Sasuke, you go attacking him with your combination technique by mixing your ki and chakra together. I'll find an opportunity to cut off his tail from the back. Gohan and Sasuke nodded. Kuririn ran and stopped to look around and sighed, hurry. Goku is going to die. Sasuke smirked, that's good plan. You got it. Gohan nodded, alright. Gohan, Kuririn, and Sasuke ran off to leave Yajirobe alone. Yajirobe growled, why ya gotta be kidding me? Get his attention, did ya say? You guys don't even know. Even after he's back to normal, he's still gonna have unbelievable strength. Gohan ran around the great ape and looked at his father, father, don't die. Kuririn ran the other way around Vegeta while staring at Goku in his hands, and thought, Goku's ki is almost completely gone. Damn it, he's moments from death. Sasuke ascended very further from the great ape's side, and thought, Goku's ki is decreasing intensely. At this rate, he will be done in for sure. He made a hand seal. Yajirobe threw the capsule on the ground, and suddenly, it turned into the hover car. He hopped in the car. He glanced over his shoulder and sighed, do whatever you wanna. He then fled from them. Vegeta heard something, there's something out there. He looked around him. Where is it? He kept looking for something that he heard. Over here, cried the voice. Vegeta turned around. Gohan hopped on the large pillar of rock. He glared up at the great ape and growled, let my father go. Vegeta looked down at Gohan and chuckled, this is a surprise. If it isn't Kakaro's kid. I get it. So you've come here just to see your father meet his end, have you? You've got good timing. He was just about to die. I was right about to finish him off. Sasuke then cupped his hand and drew his hands to his side. Kuririn lifted his right hand and shouted, Kenzan. Yajirobe suddenly stopped the car and turned around. He hung his arms around his head and sighed, damn it all, while he looked up at the bird. Vegeta placed his left hands on Goku's head, and chuckled, watch very closely. I'm going to crush him until there's nothing left. Gohan looked up at Vegeta and growled, Kuririn-san, Sasuke-san, hurry. Vegeta chuckled, unfortunately, it appears he has already lost consciousness. He began to crush Goku's head slowly. Before Sasuke could fire a blast, he shouted, Kaden, Kamehameha, Ruka no Jutsu. Fire release. Kamehameha, Dragon Fire Jutsu. He thrust his cupped hands forward while he blew the fire on his own blast from his mouth. The blue streaming beam was turned into the fire beam. Vegeta looked around Sasuke's technique, and shocked, what? Suddenly, he simply moved his head back as the fire blast went past him. The blast hit on the rock. Boom. Sasuke shocked, what? Vegeta laughed at him, Sasuke, I must say that I'm highly praise of you. I heard that you're genius. However, such a pity for Orochimaru, he won't be able to get what he wanted for. He talked about you a lot. You were the sole survivor of Uchiha clan from Planet Element, right? Sasuke growled, don't you dare talking about my clan. You don't know anything about the Uchiha clan. Vegeta looked down at Goku and continued to crush his head, watch me rip off of his head. Kuririn growled, damn it, as he launched the disc towards the great ape Vegeta. The disc didn't cut the tail as Kuririn expected to be. Vegeta jumped to avoid it. Kuririn, Gohan and Sasuke were in shock. The disc went to cut the pillar of rock beneath Gohan as it faded out. Vegeta landed on the ground. Kuririn shocked, it can't be. Vegeta glanced over his shoulder at Kuririn and chuckled, did you think I wouldn't notice that there was another one of you? You guys seem to share some worthless attachment for each other, after all. There's no way this kid or Sasuke would just come strolling back by themselves, so I was just waiting to see what would happen. Apparently, you know about our tales. Too bad for you. Just you wait. Once I've taken care of Kakarot, it will be your turn next. Kuririn gritted his teeth and thought, damn. What kind of beast is this? Even after turning into a monster, he still has his presence of mind and his guard is flawless. I'm sorry, Goku. I don't want to just let you die, but this guy's ki is so incredible, I can't even get close to him. Damn it. Not even my attack got this monster. He knew about Kuririn. He actually expects Kuririn to do something to him. He's smart guy. Sorry, Naruto. I didn't know how this event actually turned out. None of us can take him by ourselves, thought Sasuke. Vegeta laughed. You guys were mistaken to have challenged me to battle. He crushed more on Goku's head. Kuririn growled, damn it, if we don't do something. Vegeta crushed Goku's head even harder as he was laughing loudly. Gohan widened his eyes, and shocked, stop, 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 stop. He was starting to get angry as he shifted into his battle stance. Vegeta looked down at Gohan and chuckled, so, you want to die ahead of your father, do you? He took a several step towards Gohan. Kuririn shocked, this is bad. Sasuke gritted his teeth and growled, if we don't do something, that brat is going to dead, at this rate. Gohan didn't move at all. Vegeta chuckled, what's the matter? Too scared to move. Then he laughed so hard. Suddenly, he widened his eyes and he could feel something so funny. Everyone was puzzled to see Vegeta so tense up. His tail was cut off. It was Yajirobe who sliced it off with his sword as he landed on the ground. The moment the tail fell on the ground, he retreated into hiding. Vegeta growled, damn it, I didn't know there was yet another one. He looked up at the power ball and shocked, my tail. He held upon the power ball. He dropped Goku from his hand. Goku fell to the ground. He began to shrink down. His fur was gone. His skin went back to normal. Kuririn, Gohan, and Sasuke shocked while looking from up to down at Vegeta. Vegeta went back to normal size. He panted trying to get some of oxygen inside him. Kuririn gloated, he did it. Sasuke chuckled, at least that fatso coward might be useful after all. Yajirobe covered behind the rock, and panicked, I got nothing to do with this, I got nothing to do with this from here on. Kuririn continued to gloat, it's gone. His tail is gone. Sasuke was on midair and laughed at Vegeta, looks like you're back to normal, Vegeta. Now, we should be able to take you on. Kuririn cheered, you did it, Yajirobe. He returned to his original form. It's not my problem, whatever happens now, it's not my problem, thought Yajirobe nervously. Vegeta glared at Kuririn to Sasuke to Gohan, and growled, why, you? He looked up at Kuririn and growled, you want to die so badly that you've made me angry. Kuririn was so scared of him no matter if he's in neither humanoid form nor great ape. He would be always scary. Gohan confused, what's going on? Why did that monster? In that case, as you wish, I will kill you, you miserable scum, threatened Vegeta. Yajirobe shocked, ya see. Vegeta smirked, and then suddenly, he glared up at Sasuke, I chose you, Sasuke, then he rocketed towards Sasuke. Sasuke laughed, bring it on, Vegeta. Go ahead. Vegeta punched Sasuke. The young Avenger blocked it with his forearm, then punched back to Vegeta. The prince blocked with his forearm as well. Then they exchanged their blows each other. What's the matter, Vegeta? What happened to all of power you used to have, mocked Sasuke. Vegeta caught one of Sasuke's fist and shouted, shut up, then he used his free hand to clobber towards Sasuke, however, unfortunate for Vegeta, Sasuke caught one of Vegeta's fist. Sasuke threw his head back, and shouted, no, you shut up first, then headbutted to Vegeta's forehead as he released Vegeta's hand. He went to pound his fists on Vegeta's stomach. Vegeta threw up the blood and growled, you damn brat. Sasuke still pounded his fists on Vegeta's stomach and laughed, all you need is to die. Then with the final punch to Vegeta, the prince disappeared. He shocked, what, I'm right here, shouted Vegeta. He punched to his face when Sasuke turned his head. Then he unleashed his attack on Sasuke. He punched and kicked every single of his body part. Finally, he punched to his face, kicked to his stomach, then he elbow strike to the back of his neck to knock him down the ground. Sasuke smashed on the ground harder. Sasuke became unconscious. He descended on the ground, and laughed, to think that you would be a match for me. Then he looked up at Gohan. Gohan was trembled as Vegeta rocketed himself towards him. Kuririn shocked, Gohan, get out of there. Vegeta punched Gohan's face down the ground. When Gohan got up, he looked up at Vegeta and was so scared. Vegeta was too close to him. He chuckled, you're next. Suddenly, he punched Gohan in the gut. Gohan held his stomach in the pain. What's the matter? Wasn't a Super Saiyan supposed to be strong? Gohan fell to his knees. Vegeta lifted his right elbow and chuckled, show me your true power. Kuririn flew towards Vegeta. However, unfortunately, the Prince Saiyan saw Kuririn behind him. He swift kicked Kuririn to send him flying away from him to the nearby rock. Kuririn was knocked out. He chuckled, maybe the order has been changed. Yajirobe hid behind the rock and gulped, you see. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Vegeta gently put his foot on Gohan's head, and laughed, come on, get up. Amuse me a little while longer. Then he grabbed Gohan's clothes and stared at him. Hey, what's wrong? Is that the best you can do? I guess the son of scum is scum as well. He then head-butted Gohan like few times, drawing blood. You may be scum, but it looks like your blood is red, at least. Came house everyone watched Vegeta head-butts Gohan on the crystal ball. Bulma looked away, and said, how awful. Roshi growled, how can he be so cruel to a child? Then they looked at Chi-Chi whom seemed to have lost her senses. She's strangely tranquil, huh, wondered Oolong. I'm sure she must have run out of tears, said Bulma. Oolong walked towards Chi-Chi and waved at her. She hasn't fainted, has she? Hey, hey, suddenly, Chi-Chi grabbed his hand. Yow, 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 fight, was all Chi-Chi could say. Oolong looked up at her. She continued, fight. Everyone got confused looking at her. It's not like her. She leapt onto her feet, and cheered on Gohan, fight. Fight, Gohan, fight. Avenge your daddy's death. Get up, Gohan, fight, Gohan, fight. She dropped Oolong nearby the crystal ball as it rolled over. With Naruto and Sakura, Sakura carried Naruto on her shoulder and flew on the way to the Gizzard Wasteland to aid Goku and others. Damn it, I could barely sense Goku, Sasuke, and Kuririn's ki. They are fainted. Gohan's ki is shrinking repeatedly. What's going on? Growled Naruto. Only one ki is still maintaining is, Vegeta, said Sakura. Naruto growled, we need to hurry up. Gizzard Wasteland Gohan versus Vegeta. Vegeta still held Gohan and chuckled at him, how about I at least let you die next to your father? I'll be kind. He walked towards the cliff and stared down at defeated Goku. He tossed Gohan like a rag doll next to his defeated father as he laughed at them. Goku finally regained his conscience, and said softly, gee Gohan. Vegeta laughed, oh. Kakarot, you're a tough one. You're still conscious, are you? Goku opened one of his eyes, and asked, Gohan, can you hear me? Then he looked at his son, Gohan, your daddy's whole body is a mess. I can't move anymore. Fight in my place. His power should have dropped considerably, said Goku. I can't, father. He's too strong. I can't beat him, replied Gohan. Vegeta laughed, alright, I'll do it this way. I'll follow my order, and kill Kakarot first. Next will be Kakarot's kid. Then, I will finish off Sasuke bastard. After that, I'll finish off that bald bastard from earlier. Finally, I'll kill the bastard who cut off my precious tail. Yajirobe got startled and hid behind the rock. He remembered me, huh? Goku sighed at Gohan, you don't have to beat him, just keep him bottled up. Your power should be even more incredible than his, even more. Then he smiled, while you're doing that, I'll have Kuririn or Sasuke finish him off. Kuririn finally got up on his knees while Sasuke crawled on the ground slowly. I can't even move anymore, argued Gohan. Goku scowled, you stupid jackass. Do you want everyone else's deaths to be vain? What did Piccolo teach you? Gohan widened his eyes and remembered about how Piccolo believed in him and ultimately laid down his life for him. Goku smiled at him, I'm counting on you, Gohan, as he tried to reach his hand on Gohan's hand. Gohan smiled and tried to reach his hand on his own father's hand. Before they could reach their hands, Vegeta suddenly knee smashed on Goku's guts. He smiled upon Goku's blood throwing up from the mouth. Goku coughed up as Vegeta released his knee from him. For left behind scum, you're sure giving me a lot of trouble. Gee Gohan, cried Goku. Vegeta then kicked Goku's head to get him away from Gohan. Then he stomped and crushed on Goku's chest. He repeatedly kicked to Goku's ribs and chuckled, what's the matter? Hey. Gohan looked up at Vegeta while he was on ground and growled, stop, that. Vegeta didn't listen to Gohan's word, and he continued to kick and stomp on Goku. Vegeta laughed, die, stop, that, cried Gohan. Vegeta still kicked and stomped on Goku and mocked, what's the matter? Die, die. Gohan got up on his feet and shouted, stop that. Vegeta glanced over his shoulder and confused, what? Gohan glared at Vegeta and growled, I'm going to defeat you. Vegeta turned around at Gohan and chuckled, you are going to defeat me. Gohan gathered his energy and fired the yellow energy wave blast towards Vegeta. Vegeta jumped as Gohan disappeared. The kid kicked Vegeta away from him to send him down the ground. What the? Shocked Vegeta. While Vegeta was still flying away from him, Gohan then went after him. Then Vegeta stopped himself from being flying away, and backflip kicked to Gohan. Sakura carried Naruto around her shoulders and saw Goku lying on the ground. Goku-san, shocked Sakura. Hey, put me next to him, ordered Naruto. Kuririn looked up at Naruto and Sakura, and chuckled, they're finally here, while he held his left arm. Sakura merely nodded, right, as she descended on the ground and dropped him next to him. Goku-sensei, cried Naruto. Naruto-san, shocked Goku. Vegeta and Gohan exchanged their blows each other. Then Vegeta punched Gohan away from him. Don't you mess around with Vegeta-sama, chuckled Vegeta as he breathed trying to get some oxygen. Gee Goku-sensei, what happened? Your entire body is messed up, shocked Naruto. Then he looked up at Gohan and growled, why didn't you tell Gohan-kun to run away? Goku chuckled, you're just in time. I'm going to give this to you now, Naruto-san, the Genkidama that I gathered from all over the earth, that technique you couldn't even master. Sasuke got up on the feet and growled, what's Naruto with Goku? What's he planning to do? Sakura shocked to see that Sasuke got beaten up. She ran towards him and cried, Sasuke. Are you okay? Sasuke scowled, why you don't need to concern about me. I'm fine. Naruto shocked, what did you say? What are you going to give me? I am not sure if I heard you right. Goku chuckled and repeated, the one you couldn't even master the technique. Genki-dama, key that I've collected from everything on earth, about half of it got away, but I think if you combined your Rasengan with my Genki-dama, it will still defeat him, the way he is now. What? Confused Naruto. Goku chuckled weakly, Naruto-san, take my hand, as he lifted his right hand. Naruto sighed, I am not sure what are you talking about, Goku growled, hurry. Gohan is going to die. On the midair, Vegeta kicked Gohan in the jaws to send him away from him. Naruto sighed, I just have to take your hand. Please, begged Goku. Naruto grabbed Goku's hand, and asked, like this. He could notice that Goku was in pain. He widened his eyes, and asked, don't tell me, you just passed your Kaio-ken's limit, too. Your bones are broken, aren't they? Goku chuckled, that's okay, besides, it wasn't just Kaio-ken, it was Vegeta that turned into Great Ape before, anyways, don't let go, I'm giving it to you now, so take it, then he concentrated into the energy that he was going to give it to Naruto. Suddenly, the blonde ninja noticed that Goku's hand was glowed. Naruto widened his eyes at his own hand glowed, and shocked, what the hell? Is this a Genki-dama? It's awesome, this is a tremendous amount of ki even though I couldn't even master. Goku chuckled, now I know why you couldn't even master it, you have to turn your palm upward, and focus it, you can make it into a ball. On the midair, Gohan still blocked most of Vegeta's kick and punch. Then Gohan elbow smashed to Vegeta's damaged eyes. Vegeta clenched on his right eyes in pain. Naruto placed his hand upward and focused to create the Genki-dama. Vegeta shouted, you dirty brat, as he clasped his hand and knocked Gohan down the ground. Goku sighed, hang in there, Gohan, or Sakura ain't able to control this kind of ki. Suddenly, the huge blue energy sphere came out of Naruto's upward hand and smiled, finally, it came out. Is this? Sakura and Sasuke shocked, what? Kuririn smiled, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure that it's Goku's last resort to use that sphere. Goku looked up at the blue energy sphere and chuckled, a Genki-dama, you did it. Gohan got on his feet and rubbed his head trying to get rid of pain on his head after Vegeta hit him with his double axe handle punches. Vegeta bounced off from the ground towards Gohan and growled, you're a pesky brat. Gohan looked up. Vegeta punched him down the ground. Goku sighed, Naruto-san, hit him with it, I can't make another Genki-dama, combine your Rasengan with it, make sure you hit him. Please. Naruto nodded, you understood. I'll try. Then he looked up at the huge blue energy sphere hovering above his upward hand. He smirked, all right. I'm going to combine you with my Rasengan. I called it, Rasengan-dama. It sounds awesome. Age 762. November 3rd Gizzard Wasteland, Earth Gohan vs Vegeta. Goku was laying on the ground and looked up at Naruto, stay with it, Naruto-san, Gohan or Sakura can't control this ki. Suddenly, Naruto formed the collected energy into a ball, and smiled, there it is. Is this? Goku chuckled weakly, a Genki-dama, you did it, then he sighed, hit him, with that, I can't make another Genki-dama, combine it with your Rasengan, make sure you hit him, please. Naruto nodded and smiled, why you got it? I'll try, let me take care of it. Then he placed his single index finger below his chin and shouted, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, as two clones appeared next to his side. One of clone was responsible for the shape transformation and the other provided the nature transformation. He smiled, all right. Gohan sat up on his butt and looked up at Vegeta who hovered on the midair. He panted trying to get some oxygen inside him. He's so strong. He should be fairly worn out from fighting with father, too, mumbled Gohan. Naruto jumped higher and landed on the tallest pillar of rock while staring down at Vegeta who already on the ground. Vegeta stared at Gohan smirked while got in thought, you're a tough little runt, but you appear to be nearing your limit. Came house the crystal ball showed Gohan who's still panting. Gohan-chan, fight, fight. Gohan-chan, shouted Chi-Chi. Gyumao, who was behind Chi-Chi, sighed, WW what are you sayin', Chi-Chi? Gohan's no match for that guy. Gohan, get out of there. Suddenly, he noticed Chi-Chi got silent. Gohan-chan, worried Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, are you, puzzled Gyumao. Chi-Chi began to sob into her father's lap, and cried, Pa. Gyumao sighed. Chi-Chi, suddenly, they noticed Gohan and Vegeta clashed into each other on the crystal ball. Gohan and Vegeta jumped away at tremendous speed. Baba shocked. They've vanished. Gizzard Wasteland Gohan vs Vegeta. Gohan and Vegeta continued to ascend towards the sky. Then they bounced off one of tallest pillar of rock towards the sky. They clashed against each other at the higher speed. Then they split up. Vegeta blasted the yellow energy wave at Gohan. The half Saiyan kid escaped at the moment the blast almost reached him. Gohan landed on the rock ground and looked up at Vegeta. He placed both hands above the head with the palms facing the target and one hand in front of the other with the fingers going in opposite direction. He shouted, Masenko. Then he thrust their hands forward, and fired a beam of yellow towards Vegeta. Vegeta laughed. Is that your last-ditch effort? He vanished to dodge it at the last second. Gohan looked around him and growled, darn it. He spotted Vegeta reappearing on the midair. He shouted, one more, as he fired another Masenko at Vegeta. The Saiyan Prince disappeared to dodge another blast at the last second. Gohan returned several Masenko blasts, each of which Vegeta avoided. Naruto watched Vegeta kept disappeared every time Gohan fired a Masenko blasts. He growled, damn, with my current powers, I can't hit him when he's moving around like that. Suddenly, the voice called in, you don't hit him with the Genki Dama by using your eyes. You sense out his evil ki and shoot at that. Naruto looked up at the sky and smiled, is that you, Kaio-sama? That's right. That's me, Kaio. The voice said. Naruto smiled happily. Kaio-sama, how's father and mother? Kaio smiled, they're fine. They are watching your fight. Good job on defeating Orochimaru. Never mind them, everything will be decided by your one shot. Know that the ball of that Genki Dama is filled with the hopes of the whole earth. Naruto nodded. The ball is filled with the hopes of the whole earth. All right, I will try my best. Vegeta landed on the debris of rock and chuckled at Gohan. He walked towards Gohan and chuckled, no matter how many of you scum gang up on me, you're still no match for an elite. Gohan began to walk backward. Vegeta continued, it looks like once you realize that, it was already too late. Naruto mumbled to himself, sense out his evil ki and shoot at that, so that's it. Kaio smiled, Naruto, we're counting on you. You'll only get one chance. Vegeta stood on the ground while Gohan was so trembled and scared of him. Vegeta chuckled, I'm done playing around. Suddenly, he brought his arm to his sides, and then he threw his hands forward one after another as he rapidly fired many energy blasts at Gohan, who managed to stay ahead of the onslaught. Vegeta continued to fire the blasts and laughed, you think you can get away? Naruto closed his eyes and growled, feel it. Feel his evil ki. Vegeta still shot super energy wave volleys at Gohan, who still ran away. However, unfortunately, Gohan fell backward as the blasts eventually knocked Gohan against a rock. Boom. Goku groaned, and Naruto-san. Sasuke growled, what the hell is Naruto doing? Sakura sighed, I don't know. Kuririn widened his eyes and realized, that's it. Naruto couldn't even throw that ball thingy because Vegeta guy keep moving too much. Yajirobe still hid behind the rock and stared at Kuririn in shocked, he's fixin' to do something. That's a humongous amount of ki. If you're gonna get him, then get him, already. Just as soon as Gohan emerged from the rock, Vegeta rushed toward a stunned Gohan and shouted, watch closely, Kakarot. This is the end of your foolish son, just about to finish him off. Naruto opened his eyes, and shocked, I've got him. However, an impatient Yajirobe yelled at Naruto, what are ya doing, ya dimwit? Hurry up and hit him with that. While running to Gohan, Vegeta glanced over his shoulder at Yajirobe and shocked, what? Naruto glared at Yajirobe and growled, that idiot. Damn it all. He pulled his right hand, and shouted, Futon, Rasenshuriken Dama. Wind release. Rasenshuriken bomb as he threw the huge ball with the shuriken towards Vegeta. Vegeta stared at the huge energy ball with the shuriken and shocked, what is that? Naruto shouted, hit him. However, unfortunately for Z Fighter's hopes, Vegeta saw it coming and leapt out of the way. Naruto shocked, it missed. Sakura widened her eyes and shocked, he dodged it. What? Shocked Sasuke. Kuririn shocked, Gohan. Goku and Yajirobe were in shock that Vegeta leapt out of the way. Came house it showed Gohan who was frozen staring at the huge energy ball with the shuriken on the crystal ball. It was at this instant that Uranai Baba's crystal ball exploded, leaving everyone at Kame house clueless. Baba shocked, What happened? How could my crystal ball crack? Chi-Chi shocked fearfully. Gohan-chan. Gizzard Wasteland Gohan vs Vegeta. Gohan was in shock to see the ball was coming for him, and was too afraid to move. Kaio's planet. Kaio shocked. It's hopeless now. Minato shocked. Damn it. At this rate, he's going to die. Kushina shocked. Gohan. Gizzard Wasteland, Earth. Gohan vs Vegeta. Goku closed his eyes and contacted Gohan telepathically. Bounce it back, Gohan. Sure enough, Gohan heard Goku's voice in his head. Gohan, that thing is on our side. As long as you don't have any evil in you, you should be able to bounce it back, even the shuriken on the huge energy ball. The shuriken won't harm you at all since it's part of Genki-dama. Bounce it back, Gohan. The pure-hearted Gohan put his hand out, and succeed in bouncing it back as he fell backward on the rock to surprise Vegeta. The Rasengan Dama subsequently hit Vegeta, however when the huge energy ball expanded, Vegeta was sent back into the sky. Boom. Everyone was in shock to see Vegeta was being sent into the sky, even Goku himself. Naruto held his right arm and screamed in pain, "Ah! Damn it, my arm." Then he looked up at the sky and chuckled happily, "Awesome. That was awesome." Kaio's planet. Kaio cheered, "You did it." Minato smiled, "Naruto, I'm proud of you. You really did it. Not only that you did it, Gohan bounced it off back to Vegeta." Kushina wiped her tears and cried happily, "Thank goodness. Now we don't have to worry about the Earth anymore. They finally saved the world." Gizzard Wasteland, Earth. Naruto jumped on the ground and ran towards Goku while gloating, "Yes. About damn time, we finally beat him." Kuririn cheered happily, "Yahoo," as he ran towards Goku. Sakura cheered, "Finally. We finally saved the world." Then she looked at Sasuke and smiled, "Let's go," and then, she ran towards Goku and still cheering. Sasuke said nothing but smiled and walked towards Goku while his hands were in his pocket. "We did it, Goku," cheered Kuririn while still running towards Goku. Goku was still immobile and smiled upon their victory. Gohan was so happy that they were be able to defeat Vegeta. Include Yajirobe. Came House Uranai. Baba attempted to repair her crystal ball and asked Roshi, "Turtle, do you have any quick drying glue?" "Glue?" wondered Roshi. I seem to remember having some around here somewhere," as he went to search for the glue. Suddenly, Chi-Chi got on his knees and sobbing upon Gohan as everyone got their attention on Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi grabbed Baba as the crystal ball broke in again and worried, "What about Gohan-chan? Uranai Baba, can't you do something about the crystal ball?" "Chi-Chi, stop that," demanded Gyumao. Chi-Chi looked over her shoulder at her father while holding Baba, and sighed, "Pa. Gohan-chan is still alive. So's Goku Sa. Why, you're right. But how are we going to get to where Goku and them are?" asked Gyumao. Bulma smiled at Chi-Chi and offered, "All right, Chi-Chi-san, I'll take you there." Chi-Chi smiled at her happily, "Really?" Then she frowned, "But how?" Bulma smiled, "In my airship." Chi-Chi picked Bulma's hand up and smiled, "Bulma-san, thank you. If I were to ever have a husband and son who were in trouble, I would rush to their side, no matter what." "That's human nature," replied Bulma proudly. Roshi had found the glue and returned the group. "All right, I'm going too," said Roshi. Suddenly, the voice said, "I'm going, too." Everyone looked at the door and that was the white cat. Roshi and Baba shocked in unison, "Karen-sama." Karen only replied with his head nod. They all boarded Bulma's airship and took off in the direction of the battle. Gizzard Wasteland. Gohan slowly walked towards defeated Goku and smiled happily, "Father, Team 7 and rest of remaining Z fighters were gathered next to Goku. You guys finally got him, huh?" smiled Goku. Gohan only replied with his head nod. Kuririn chuckled, "Time and again, I thought we were done for." Sakura laughed, "Me, too. Yeah, I almost thought it was over the moment that Vegeta bastard leapt out of the way," chuckled Naruto. Sasuke chuckled, "Idiot." Naruto pointed at Sasuke and growled, What did you say?" Sasuke looked away from Naruto and smiled, "TCH." Naruto growled and thought, "Damn you, Sasuke. You thought you were cool. You tried to make me look fool. I will show you who the fool is." Sakura chuckled, "Looks like they're back to their old self again." Goku chuckled weakly, "You all sure are a mess." Kuririn chuckled, "We're not as bad off as you." Goku looked at Naruto and smiled, "Not fair, Naruto-san. You used Kaio-ken ×5, yet your body are not even banged up." Naruto laughed, "Take that, Goku-sensei. I'm from Uzumaki clan after all. I'm pretty healing faster." Suddenly, Goku saw something falling. Everyone looked up at something falling down the ground. That was Vegeta. His body fell out of the sky and landed nearby, startling them. The Saiyan, shocked Gohan. Sakura shocked, "Yikes." Kuririn chuckled, "It's okay. He's dead. We can relax, now, gloated Yajirobe. Kuririn walked towards Vegeta and looked down at him. He sighed, damn it all, he was one horrible fellow, but we could at least dig a grave. Vegeta suddenly opened his left eyes and chuckled, you mean, a grave for you guys, which shocked rest of Z fighters. He was still alive. Yajirobe quickly returned to his hiding place. Kaio's planet. Minato and Kushina still celebrating Vegeta's defeated, however they noticed that Kaio was in shock. What's wrong, Kaio-sama? Asked Minato. Kaio shocked, TT that's impossible. He took that Genki Dama dead on even though it combined with Rasengan. What? Shocked Minato. Why you mean he's still alive? Shocked Kushina. Gizzard Wasteland Gohan, Kuririn, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura versus Vegeta. Vegeta got on his knees, and chuckled at the trembled Kuririn, you put me through quite the awful experience, huh? Then he looked at the shocked Naruto, even I thought I was going to die from that one. I assume you defeated Orochimaru, huh, Naruto? He got up on his feet as Kuririn stumbled backward nervously. Vegeta chuckled at Kuririn, I may have taken quite a bit of damage, but I still have enough power left to take care of you trash. Suddenly, he backhand punched to Kuririn's face to knock him down the ground. After I've killed you, I'll wait until I've recovered my strength, and then thoroughly destroy this planet. Then he repeatedly kicked Kuririn under the gut. Bulma's airship. Bulma piloted her airship while Roshi sat in the front next to her. Korin and Chi-Chi sat in the back. Just keep on going straight, said Korin. Roshi looked at Bulma, and said, Bulma, for Karen-sama to deign to give you directions, is an extremely magnanimous thing for him to do. Bulma got confused and took a look at Korin, it is. He looks like an ordinary cat to me. Roshi felt urged to facepalm but he decided to sat forward again. Gizzard Wasteland Naruto and Sasuke versus Vegeta. Kuririn coughed up the blood on the ground while Vegeta walked towards Naruto and others who stood next to Goku. He talked while walking to them, why you guys dare to make me, Vegeta-sama, use up nearly all of my power. Gohan was so scared to face against Vegeta again. Naruto looked at Gohan and sighed, Gohan, don't be scared. He lost most of his powers, we should be able to beat him at least. Vegeta continued, never mind that you ganged up on me, against trash like you, it wounds my pride, would you die, already? Unfortunately, Gohan didn't take an advice from Naruto and still scared of Vegeta. Goku groaned, damn it, however, he couldn't even move anymore because he took a beating from Vegeta before. Sakura shocked, damn it, I can't believe it, is he really immortal? Naruto and Sasuke saw that Vegeta was closing to them, so they had to guard themselves. Damn it, growled Naruto, how can I strike against him? I need a plan, thought Sasuke. Kuririn got on his knees and glanced over his shoulder at them, Goku. Vegeta stopped walking towards them. He stood charging energy around his body, then he exploded with a gigantic energy sphere around his body. Boom, destroying much of the nearby land. Rest of Z fighters was knocked around a bit, but remained relatively unharmed due to Vegeta's decreased energy. The smoke became cleared. He saw that Sasuke and Naruto got on their feet. He also saw that Kuririn, Goku, Sakura, and Gohan barely move as well. Vegeta breathed trying to get some of oxygen inside him. He looked around him and growled, damn it. Coming from me, that destructive force was pathetic. All four of them are still barely alive. Even those two brats are still alive and fine. Sasuke growled and thought, how am I supposed to beat him? Not like I could come up with the plan to attack him. Unlike that damn Rock Lee back then, he humored me and beat me. Suddenly, he widened his eyes and remembered something. Flashback began age 761, September 25th Ninja Academy, Konohagakure, Land of Fire, Element. Before the Chunin exam began, Lee shouted down at Sasuke, you there with the sharp eyes? Wait. Naruto, Sakura and Sasuke looked up at him. Lee was on the upside of the stair staring down at them. Lee possessed very thick eyebrows and large, rounded black eyes with prominent lower eyelashes. His hair styled into a bowl cut style, and he also wore the consisted of a green jumpsuit, orange leg warmers, and a red forehead protector worn as a belt. The only differences in his attire were the bandages he regularly wore around his hand and wrists, which also covered a set of stitches on his left hand. Sasuke looked up at Lee and sighed, what do you want? Will you fight me right here, right now? Asked Lee politely. Sasuke narrowed his eyes at Lee, and confused, fight you right here, right now. Rock Lee landed on the academic floor, and got on his feet. He pointed his thumb at himself and introduced, my name is Rock Lee. Then he pointed at Sasuke, you're supposed to identify yourself before you ask for someone else's name, right? Uchiha Sasuke Kyun. Sasuke widened his eyes, and shocked, so you know my name. Lee then set himself into the stance and demanded, I would like to fight you. I would like to see how my moves will do against a descendant of the genius ninja clan. Also, then he looked at Sakura, which startled her a bit. He blushed. Sakura-san, I love you. Sakura shook her head and shouted, no. I hate those eyelashes. She was getting shiver and mumbled, your hairstyle, fuzzy eyebrows, and everything about you is too unique for me. You're an angel, said Lee. He blew the heart kiss towards Sakura. Sakura panicked. No, as she dodged the heart kiss. Lee smiled. Very nice. How about this? He blew the multiple heart kisses towards Sakura. She dodged every single of his heart kisses. Technique. Sakura got up and thought, that was very close. She clenched his fist and shouted, stop throwing weird things at me. I had to dodge those like my life depended on it. Lee frowned. You don't need to avoid them that much. Naruto growled and thought, it's all about Sasuke again, damn it, damn it. Sasuke scoffed, so you're challenging me knowing my name is Uchiha. I'm sorry to say this, but you're ignorant. Do you want to see what this name of Uchiha is capable of, fuzzy eyebrows? Lee smiled, please. Then he got in thought, I'm lucky. I get to fight the number 1 rookie this early. And I will prove something to you, Guy-sensei. Naruto growled, wait, everyone got attention to him. I'll fight the fuzzy eyebrows guy, said Naruto. Sakura scowled, hey, don't butt in. Naruto chuckled, don't worry, it'll only take 5 minutes. Lee sighed, I don't want to fight you. I want to fight an Uchiha. Naruto scowled, geez, everyone is annoying me with this, Sasuke, thing. Suddenly, he ran towards Lee. Before he could throw a fist at Lee, the fuzzy eyebrows ninja simply touched Naruto's hand. Naruto was in shock and spun around and shouted, damn it. He put his left hand on the floor to support himself and attempted to roundhouse kick Lee. But Lee dodged, then swept his leg around Naruto's hand and shouted, Konoha Reppu. Konoha wind strike. Naruto was swept away to the nearby wall and knocked out. Sakura shocked and thought, he's strong. Lee said, I will declare this now. You cannot defeat me, because I am the strongest of the Konoha genins right now. Sasuke smirked, interesting. I'll accept it. Sakura took a look at clock then looked at Sasuke and begged, don't, Sasuke-kun. We have less than 30 minutes to turn in our applications. Sasuke chuckled, don't worry, it'll only take 5 minutes. Suddenly, he went to attack Lee. He's coming. I'm sorry, Guy-sensei. I may have to break a promise. I may have to use that move. Thought Lee. He vanished the moment Sasuke landed a punch. Sasuke was in shock and looked for him. He reappeared above Sasuke and shouted, Konoha Senpu. Konoha Whirlwind. He high-kicked him in the head. Sasuke ducked. Then Rock Lee landed on the ground and delivered low kick to Sasuke. Sasuke shocked and thought, I can't dodge, I have to guard, as he put his arms in front of his face so he could block Lee's kick. However, Lee noticed that Sasuke went to guard himself. He put his index and middle fingers up. What? Shocked Sasuke. Suddenly, Rock Lee kicked to Sasuke in the face. Sakura shocked, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke got knocked and fell backward. Sasuke struggled to get up and thought, what was that? He guarded that attack for sure, thought Sakura. Sasuke slowly got on his knees, and thought, it went through my guard. Then he glanced at Lee, and thought, what was that, ninjutsu? Or genjutsu? Just as I thought, you can still stand up, thought Lee. Sasuke got on his feet. Sasuke thought, oh well, I'll use this time to get used to using my things. Then he chuckled, I'll show you. Sakura noticed something in Sasuke's eyes and shocked, what are those? Sasuke used his Sharingan so he could figure out Rock Lee's technique. Sharingan? Shocked Sakura. She confused, when did Sasuke-kun get those? Why are they appearing in his eyes? And it's for both eyes. So those are the Sharingan I've heard about, thought Lee. Sakura began to smile and thought, Sasuke-kun is amazing. If he possesses the same Kekai Genkai as Kakashi-sensei, he can see through that fuzzy eyebrow guy's technique. Sasuke growled, genjutsu or ninjutsu, it's just magic either way. I'll reveal the secret. Suddenly, he ran towards Lee. Sasuke-kun is becoming strong, thought Sakura. He lives up to the Uchiha clan name. Yes, Sasuke-kun won't lose against a guy like that. Suddenly, Lee swift upper kicked that launched Sasuke into the air. Sakura shocked, what is that? His Sharingan was. While Sasuke was flying away from him, he shocked, I can't detect it with my Sharingan. Could it be that his moves are? Lee looked up at Sasuke and explained, yes, my moves are neither ninjutsu nor genjutsu. The moment Sasuke landed on the floor, Lee ran towards him. When Naruto regained his conscience, he saw Sasuke dodge some of Lee's attack. However, Lee kicked in Sasuke's face. He shocked Sasuke. Sasuke had a hard time to block most of Rock Lee's attack even with his Sharingan. Then Lee gave Sasuke an elbow to his stomach. Lee continued, yes, my moves are just taijutsu. Sasuke-kun. Suddenly, he disappeared and reappeared behind Sasuke. You may not be able to believe it right away, but... Sasuke growled, damn it, as he tried to chop into Lee, but the bushy brow jumped to dodge him. Lee landed on the ground and continued, I hear that the Sharingan has the ability to see through genjutsu, taijutsu, and ninjutsu. You can definitely see through and deal with genjutsu and ninjutsu that require forming seals and needing chakra. He could see that Sasuke started to get angry, but he continued anyways, but for taijutsu, it's a little different. Sasuke growled, what do you mean? Lee explained, even if you can see my movement with your Sharingan, your body does not have the speed to keep up with mine. In other words, there's no point even if you can see with your eyes, if you can't keep up with your body. Do you know that there are genius types and hardworking types among the strong? If your Sharingan is a genius type that carries the blood of Uchiha, he could see that Sasuke was very pissed and went to charge him. I am a hardworking type that continuously improved my taijutsu. Sasuke went to punch, but Lee dodged. Lee continued, your Sharingan and my ultimate taijutsu skills are a bad combination. He dodged Sasuke's kick. Suddenly, Lee charged towards Lee. Sasuke growled and thought, I have to guard it. Lee then swift upper kicked that launched Sasuke into the air. Suddenly, he disappeared and reappeared behind him. Sasuke shocked and glanced over his shoulder at him, Kage Buyo. Shadow dance technique. And I will prove to you with this move, said Lee as he released the bandages around his arms, and continued, that hard work surpasses geniuses. Sasuke widened his eyes and thought, what is he going to do? I win, said Lee. Flashback ended. That's it. That's how it is, thought Sasuke. He suddenly vanished into the air. Desperate to stay awake, Vegeta flew over to Gohan, but Sasuke suddenly reappeared in front of him. What? Shocked Vegeta. First, Sasuke kicked Vegeta into the air even further and shadowed behind him. He chuckled, from here on out, it's all original, though. Vegeta glanced over his shoulder and shocked, what? Naruto widened his eyes while looking at Sasuke and Vegeta and wondered, what is he planning to do? He suddenly remembered and shocked, oh, yeah. That move. It's just like that bushy brows used that move against him. Sasuke placed his index and middle fingers on Vegeta's back and chuckled, it's the end, Vegeta. Eat this. Let's get this on. Then Sasuke spun his left leg to kick on Vegeta. Vegeta blocked with his left forearm and chuckled, not good enough. Suddenly, Sasuke spun his forearm on Vegeta's face to send him down the rocky ground. However, he flew down towards Vegeta and shouted, I'm not done, as he spun his legs to kick Vegeta in the stomach, Shishi Renden. Lion combo. Vegeta coughed up the blood and screamed, ah. Sasuke got on his feet and chuckled, take that. Vegeta screamed in pain as he rolled over, damn, to think that this brat could at least inflict damage on me. Naruto hopped around and cheered, awesome. Now it's my turn. As Naruto crossed his index and middle fingers, and shouted, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. He then divided himself in 5. They charged towards Vegeta the moment he got on his feet. As they yelled, you, the one of clone kicked Vegeta's back into the air. 2 clones kicked Vegeta into the air even further, and shouted, Zoo, other clone kicked more on Vegeta even higher and shouted, Ma, the real Naruto jumped and spun above Vegeta and shouted, Ki. Then, while Vegeta was floating in midair, the final body assaulted it with a rotating heel drop while yelling, Naruto Renden. Uzumaki combo then kicked Vegeta in the head to knock him down the ground face first. Naruto landed next to Sasuke and cheered, sweet. I got him. Sasuke facepalmed. Even though he may make a different move, he ripped off my recent move's name. What an original. Naruto continued to gloat, oh, yeah. I love my awesome move. Datboya. However, Naruto and Sasuke were in shock because Vegeta still be able to move and got up on his feet. Vegeta was really pissed off at them. He shouted, I am Prince of all Saiyan. How dare you playing around with me? Then he suddenly placed their both hands toward Naruto and Sasuke. They then fired the pink energy wave towards them. Shit, was all Naruto and Sasuke could say before they got knocked against the nearby rock and then knocked out. Vegeta began to fly towards Gohan slowly, and growled, damn it. I've taken more damage than I thought. I have to put them all away quickly, and then recuperate. Then he descended next to Gohan as he walked toward him. Sakura struggled to get up, and glanced over at Vegeta, damn it. At this rate, Vegeta is going to finish Gohan off for good. Kuririn finally woke up and glanced over his shoulder at Vegeta. When Vegeta took a look at Gohan, he widened his eyes. He spotted the tail on Gohan. He shocked. This brat has regrown his tail. Kuririn widened his eyes, and shocked, his tail. That's right, in the past, Goku's tail suddenly grew back, too. Vegeta grabbed Gohan's regrown tail, but he shocked, so he had to look up at the power ball which still hovered into the sky. He looked back down at Gohan and shocked. If he were to transform, that would be a problem. Bulma's airship. Bulma asked Kuririn without took her eyes off from the front window. Which way? The left. A little more to the left, replied Kuririn. The cat saw the island and smiled. Ah, I see it. That's the island. That island is where Goku and the others are fighting. Suddenly, Chi-Chi strangled the cat's neck and demanded, what about Gohan? Gohan-chan really is still alive, right? Really? Kuririn managed to speak and nodded. Probably. Chi-Chi yelled, what do you mean, probably? Probably isn't good enough. Roshi glanced over his shoulder and sighed. I told you we shouldn't have brought her. Then he thought, still, I'm worried about the 7 of them. I can barely sense any ki from any of them. Gizzard Wasteland. Great Ape Gohan vs Vegeta. Vegeta began to gather energy to remove Gohan's tail, but before he could do it, he glanced over his shoulder at Yajirobe who charging him and shocked. What? And Yajirobe cut into Vegeta's armor across the back with his sword. Then Yajirobe fell backward on the ground. Vegeta was injured further, and fell to the ground. When Yajirobe sat up, he saw Vegeta was on the ground. He stood gloating over his fallen opponent. I got him. I got him. Take that, you jackass. Ha 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 on you. How'd you like that? Ain't no way or a match for Yajirobe-sama. Naya. He stopped laughing when he saw Vegeta twitched his body. Vegeta struggled to get up and growled. Why, you? Then he finally got on his feet and glared at Yajirobe, you filthy bastard. Yajirobe nervously walked backward while Vegeta walked forward. Vegeta dodged every single of Yajirobe's sword while he walked towards to him. Yajirobe got startled and fell backward on the ground. He suddenly jumped on the ground and waved Vegeta off. Sorry about that. Did it hurt? I was just joking around. Did I cut ya? He pointed at him and chuckled nervously. That's right. I got lots of respect for ya. Let me be your friend. Suddenly, he got kicked to the face by Vegeta. He got knocked away from Vegeta. Yajirobe got nosebleeds so he had to hold his nose. Vegeta clobbered Yajirobe to knock him away against the nearby small boulder. From the high above rock, Kuririn looked down at Yajirobe and worried. Why Yajirobe? Sakura was on the ground, and looked at Vegeta who walking towards Yajirobe, and worried, damn it. Why Yajirobe is going to get killed like this? Vegeta walked towards the injured Yajirobe and growled, nobody inflicts a wound on my body and gets away with it. Then he started to beat Yajirobe up repeatedly. There's no way you're getting away with that. Naruto and Sasuke finally regained their conscience. Naruto was on Sasuke. The young Avenger pushed him off and scowled, get off of me, loser. However, when he attempted to get up, his body was very heavy. Ah, screamed Sasuke. Damn it all. I think I used up my Sharingan too much. He looked down at Naruto next to him. See, can you move at all? Asked Sasuke. Chuckling, Naruto slowly got on his knees and shook his head. Sorry, I can't say I do. Looks like we used up all of our power. Kuririn watched Vegeta beating Yajirobe up, and mumbled, damn it, then he went back to the ground. Goku contacted Gohan telepathically. Gohan, Gohan. Gohan. Gohan looked down at the ground on the rock, and shocked, that's father's voice, as he fell to the ground and stared up at the sky. Gohan, hear my voice, look at the ball of light in the sky, said Goku. Ball of light. Ball of light, wondered Gohan. He looked up at the power ball currently radiating Blutz waves. Vegeta stopped pounding his fist on Yajirobe and glanced over his shoulder at Gohan. Oh, hell, shocked Vegeta. He ran towards Gohan, and shouted, you think I'm going to allow that? As he jumped over Gohan and attempted to stomp on him, die. Suddenly, Gohan's chest began to get large as the clothes got ripped out. He shocked, oh, no. He noticed that Gohan already started his transformation. He went to pound on Gohan and shouted, you brat. I'm not about to let you grow huge. Gohan's hands and legs were getting large. Vegeta shocked, if I don't kill him right now. Gohan, it's up to you, thought Goku. Kuririn was on the ground and shocked to see Gohan began his transformation. Gohan is becoming a great ape, it's an all or nothing gamble. Sakura looked at Gohan becoming larger, and shocked, what's that? Naruto shocked, what the? He's growing huge and huge. Sasuke growled, he's about to become great ape monster. Vegeta stopped pounding on transformation Gohan and remembered, that's right. His tail. In my panic, I forgot the most important thing. If I can just cut off his tail. He hopped to Gohan's tail and began to grab his tail. Still grown great ape Gohan screamed as his tail was being grabbed. He clenched his right fist and smashed upon Vegeta's head. Finally, Gohan had completed his great ape transformation. Vegeta glanced up over his shoulder at great ape Gohan and shocked to see that Gohan had completed his transformation. Great ape Gohan roared upon his completed transformation. Vegeta had to crawl away from the great ape Gohan. Gohan began to wreak havoc as he smashed against each pillars of rock. Goku rolled over so he could look up at the sky. He said softly, "Gee Gohan." Kuririn stared up at Gohan who kept wreck against each pillars of rock, and trembled, but when Goku turned great ape, he lost virtually all of his rationality. What about Gohan? Sakura got scared and shocked. He has lost control of himself. Gohan had completed lost control of himself as he continued to pound more on each pillars of rock. Naruto watched shocked. What's this? Has he gone insane? Sasuke shocked. Why yeah, he is different from comparing to Vegeta when he was great ape. Now he's insane. The great ape continued to destroy more pillars of rock. The debris of rock fell on Kuririn so he had to cover his head. Gohan is the same. That makes sense. It's not so much that Goku and Gohan lose their rationality, as it is that when they become great apes, they revert to being ferocious Saiyans. Then great ape Gohan picked the huge boulder up and walked towards Yajirobe. The fat swordsman panicked. Hey! Stay back! Kuririn cried. Gohan! Gohan! Suddenly, the great ape Gohan stopped and hearing someone called his name. Goku chanted, "Gee Gohan!" Yajirobe opened his eyes and confused at great ape Gohan. What happened to him? Naruto cried, "Gee Gohan-san." Sakura cried, "Gee Gohan-kun." Sasuke cried, "Gohan." Then rest of Z fighters called out, "The Saiyan! Get the Saiyan!" Yajirobe shocked, "You idiot! Don't provoke him." Suddenly, Gohan looked around at Vegeta who still stood on the ground looking up at great ape. Vegeta glared at rest of Z fighters, and growled, "Why, you?" He could see that Gohan was beginning to get pissed off. He stumbled backward. "Gohan!" cried Goku. Gohan got pissed off and roared loudly. Yajirobe shocked. The look in his eye is different. Again, rest of Z fighters cried out, "Gohan! Get the Saiyan!" Suddenly, the great ape Gohan hurled the large boulder at Vegeta. The Prince Saiyan got knocked down the ground from Gohan. Vegeta struggled to get up on the ground. Kuririn chuckled weakly, "Great. There's still a little bit of Gohan's mind left in there. Sure, he's half Earthling." Vegeta ran away from great ape Gohan while the great ape chasing him. He glanced over his shoulder at Gohan while running away and shocked, "The moon I created won't go out for another hour, I'll just have to cut off his tail." He dodged every single of great ape Gohan's attacking. Gohan got pissed off because Vegeta still dodging his attack. He smashed the pillars of rock twice. Gohan looked around at Vegeta. Vegeta was against the wall of rock. He had enough with Gohan's rampage. He jumped over Gohan as the great ape attempted to slap him. But the Saiyan Prince dodged and kicked great ape Gohan in the forehead leaving the red bruise on his forehead. Unfortunately, Vegeta didn't have enough strength left to fly so he fell down to Gohan's tail. He got an idea so he attempted to cut his tail off. But great ape Gohan tried to backhand punch on Vegeta. Vegeta dodged and landed on one of mountain. He panted trying to get some of oxygen inside him. Yajirobe shocked, "What a freak. And after he's taken all that damage, too. Is this guy immortal?" Shocked Kuririn. "That guy is really monster." Shocked Sakura. Naruto shocked. Even although that guy took a lot of beating, yet he's still able to land a good blow on Gohan. Sasuke growled, "Damn it. If Vegeta is not going to be killed, it's over." The great ape Gohan tried to punch but Vegeta landed on his arms and ran up towards his head. He dodged Gohan's slap attack, and then he attempted to punch Gohan. However unfortunately, great ape's tail slapped and knocked Vegeta to the nearby mountain. The great ape Gohan pushed Vegeta out of the cliff. Then he hopped over other mountain. He stared down at Vegeta who was on the pillar of rock. He jumped over Vegeta. Suddenly, Vegeta fired the barrage of yellow ki at Gohan. He panted trying to get some of oxygen inside him. When the smoke cleared, he saw that Gohan rocketed himself towards Vegeta. Vegeta had to jump away from Gohan to dodge his stomp. Gohan followed him. While they were on midair, Vegeta shouted, Damn! My power! Damn it!" Suddenly, the familiar disc hovered above Vegeta's palm as he threw the disc towards Gohan's tail. It cut his tail off. Vegeta began to smirk upon Gohan's tail being slicing off. Gohan began to shrink gradually. However, with Gohan being huge, fell to the Saiyan Prince, Vegeta shocked, I can't move, as he was crushed under Gohan's massive body. Rest of Z fighters was in shock. Gohan went back to normal and was unconscious. What happened? Wondered Yajirobe. Kuririn smiled happily. Did he get him? Sakura cheered. He finally did it. Naruto gloated. Looks like we did it. It's finally over. Sasuke chuckled. TCH. Vegeta's body twitched as he panted, trying to get some of his oxygen. Yajirobe shocked. Is he still alive? Kuririn shocked. What a monster. This last blow being more than Vegeta could deal with, he grabbed a small remote control device inside his armor. He pressed the code on his small remote control device, and let his arms down, trying to rest. Kuririn looked up at something coming down the ground, and confused, what's that? He noticed that the space pod descended on the ground. It's here, mumbled Vegeta as the capsule's door opened. Goku smiled, knowing that Vegeta would leave the Earth. Sakura shocked. What's he doing? Is he finally leaving this planet? Naruto shocked. Where is he going? He is not getting away. He tried to move, but he couldn't due to his Kaio-ken ×5 earlier. Sasuke sighed. It's okay. Looks like Kuririn is on way to finish Vegeta off. They watched Kuririn scramble down the mountain. Vegeta crawled towards his space pod slowly, and growled, to think that I would have to withdraw. Kuririn slipped himself away from the mountain and fell to the ground. Vegeta still crawled towards his space pod and scowled. Damn, me, Vegeta-sama, known as the mightiest warrior in the universe, how disgraceful. Kuririn got on his feet and growled, that's his spaceship, why you're not about to get away. Kuririn walked towards Vegeta and saw that he was almost there to his space pod. However, Yajirobe cried, Kuririn, use my katana. Kuririn spotted Yajirobe's katana next to him as he picked it up. He stared at it and growled, we've come this far, I'm going to finish him off. Then he leisurely walked towards Vegeta. He could see that Vegeta already reached his space pod. Vegeta struggled to get in space pod and got angry for letting himself be defeated badly. Suddenly, Kuririn cried, hold it. Vegeta shocked and glanced over his shoulder at Kuririn. This is for everyone that you killed. As he lifted the katana, say your prayers. Vegeta shocked. Damn it. My body won't respond. Kaio's planet. Kaio smiled. You did well to come this far. I wasn't sure how this would turn out. It's wrong for me to play favorites, but that Saiyan is a villain that has plunged the whole universe into terror. I can't help it. Minato nodded and smiled. Looks like it's over this time. Kushina smiled happily. Now, Naruto is hero of the Earth, too. Kaio looked up at the sky and sighed, although, this will not completely weed out the root of evil. No, not the root of evil. Gizzard Wasteland. Kuririn was about to stab his sword at Vegeta and shouted, die. Suddenly, Kuririn heard the voice in his head. Wait, as Kuririn stopped just short of Vegeta's face. Kuririn glanced over at Goku and shocked, Goku. Goku, was that you who just spoke into my mind? Goku chuckled weakly. Yeah, it was. I can't talk very loud, and all. Kuririn, forgive me, but let him get away. Kuririn shocked. Let him what? Are you crazy? Please. This is the only thing I'll ever ask for myself, begged Goku. Kuririn growled. But Goku, this is the guy that killed our friends, and tried to kill everyone else in the world. If we let him go now, he's certain to recover his strength, and come back here. Goku chuckled weakly. Why, you're probably right. If you're thinking that maybe he'll have a change of heart, the way Piccolo did, then you're greatly mistaken. He's not that kind of guy, argued Kuririn. I know that, and I know that Vegeta there has incredible strength. Still, I ain't able to say this too well, but when I saw him nearly dead there, I thought to myself, what a waste, said Goku. Kuririn confused, what a waste. Goku continued, after training at Kaio-sama's place, I thought I had reached my pinnacle, same for Naruto-san there, but that Vegeta guy there has done far better than we have, it surprised me. To be honest, I was overwhelmed, but somewhere within my heart, I was happy, and excited. That must be because I'm a Saiyan too. Whenever I see an amazing guy like that, my heart leaps. Kuririn noticed that Vegeta fell to his space pod, and he pointed his sword at Vegeta. Goku continued, I want to train even more, and fight him again. Kuririn growled, this is the guy who killed Yamcha-san, Tenshinhan, and Chaozu. I know it's not the right thing to do, but please, grant me my selfish request, let me have another chance to fight him, finished Goku. As Vegeta finally got in his space pod, Kuririn dropped Yajirobe's katana on the ground. He glanced over his shoulder and sighed, all right. You've got the right to ask for something for yourself. It's thanks to you guys that we even have the Earth at all now, Goku, Naruto. But remember, Goku, he began to smile, next time, you take him down with devastating power. Goku smiled, yeah, I sure will. Vegeta sat back on inside his space pod and chuckled at Kuririn, remember this well, you trash, there aren't going to be any more miracles, next time we meet, you're all dead. Be sure to enjoy yourselves to the fullest until then, as he closed the pod and blasted off into space. Sasuke scowled. Why did Kuririn let that bastard go? Naruto watched Vegeta's space pod taking off to the space, and smiled. Now I think I know why. It must be Goku-sensei. He probably asked Kuririn to give a mercy to Vegeta.